Really interesting. Wow. Yeah, really interesting how he considered the fold so heavily because people just under bluff in these $400 tournaments. It's really, really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, what are his bluffs? You know, like if we really think about it, like sure, ace high, like ace high has some showdown value if you had ace five, and when he raises the turn with maybe some backdoor diamond draw or something like that, he actually gets called. And on this kind of board, like what hands do you have that you're folding?
And it's gonna have some misdraws and things too. So I think calling is the only option myself. Let's see if Boogaloo got away from it. Ooh, call is 6.
So this is close between call.
Really interesting. So call is 6, raise is 7,500 is 10 points. And I'm going to say he said that because this is a very bad player. And so he thinks the very bad player is going to stack off here with worse queens a lot. I'm going to guarantee that's what he's going to say. Very interesting, though. I thought call for sure was the right answer. I never am in this spot. I don't know. Interesting spot, too. I think this is a little bit of a lesson for everyone out there, too. A lot of times, the hands we want to float with, like this one, are better as raises. So this kind of falls in that category.
Yeah, and he was kind of an echo chamber for us there, saying, you know, we just get better hands to call and worse to fold. Yep. Like he's going to have some gut shots in his range. He's going to have spade draws. He's going to have king X. And we kind of, I mean, we kind of identify kind of what cards are going to be bad for us on future streets, and we're aware how to proceed on those cards.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's a very good point, man. You right.
That was the best. You didn't say anything. You won. Just straight up.
You won. I'm just
All right, so ooh, look at this. You're not opening this. You just looked at this. You're not opening.
Button cut off, hijack, low jack, under the gun one. You are right.
Come on now. Okay. I am. So let's see if he.
He's got to open it, or there wouldn't be a hand.
It would
I'm
be a
already
quiz.
down on points.
You're already down on points in real life. Now, obviously, you're gonna cheat, but
I'm gonna evolve.
you're gonna adapt, right?
All right, let's play it.
I'm going to cry if he says he's folding here. Like, if he's like, yeah, you should be folding this in this kind of tournament, and you were actually right. All right, cool.
Wah, wah.
Like a spot where we have
Ah!
standard.
Yes.
And the reason is because queen.
I just want to say for the record that this is the best 3-point score I've ever gotten in my life. Because the right answer was fold.
Right? But you heard what he said about the tables. This is a 3K.
Here comes the excuses. 10
The
points
excuses
fold.
to
It says
open,
right
if your
here.
table is particularly tight and weak, welcome to the $5 2K world. I mean, the $11 10K. I'm opening this, yeah, for sure.
This is the best 3 points of my life.
That's hilarious. And everybody's
nailed it. What the hell kind of play is that from King Queen? Who does that?
Who the hell? Yeah, so my dog.
Jonathan Little's an absolute crusher, so it's nice to have him.
Yeah, I agree, and I
He's
always
just
love
coaching.
playing right after sessions like this because I feel like my brain's warmed up. I'm thinking through things, and so it's a good way to start your session for sure.
But, all right, guys, this is it.
What's up, Mike? You want to give a gist? He was saying Narco Cop was playing about D-pipping about 28% of hands. He had been very aggressive in this $10 buy-in, and here are the options to fold, to call, to raise to 1,200, raise to... What? Wait a minute, he made it 800, and my man's giving options to 12 and 1,400 ounces. So it's already getting kind of spicy. That's so nasty. To be on the site with these other crushers, well-known poker public figures is pretty exciting, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I didn't mention that when I was kind of giving a little intro here too. Assassinato, Matt Affleck, John Little, all coaches on the site, so very highly respectable, quality poker content.
Yep, Evan Jarvis as well. Member Evan Jarvis, Matt Affleck, Assassinato, John Little.
Yeah, so I guess that just makes sense. He could just have the ace of clubs in his hand. That's interesting, though. I
How
thought
many
that was
points you got?
interesting.
You didn't do that bad. 45.
I like how you just pat me on the back. You didn't do that bad. Well, yeah, good job, buddy. Like,
The back.
I remember I got the higher score in the first one. So, you know, we're 1 for 1, buddy.
I just want to know.
Calling, guys. Let's see if we're good.
Similar situation. That's pre-flop? I think pre.
All right, guys, we're checking, I guess. Oh, for fuck's sake.
One of the things I see people when it comes to poker is when you can get to the turn, there's an opportunity.
When you're facing a min raise or just a touch more than a min raise, and there's an ante in play, which is going to be the case in most tournaments, I think, going forward, you want to defend pretty wide. If your opponent's making a 2.
All right, cool. You're going 1,400.
I'm going 1,400, guys.
I'm gonna go call with the arm and just see what happens.
All right, and
I would fold in game though, for the record, in case that's for winning it.
You won. You win. I have to concede. You win.
14K.
14K, let's do it.
Let's do it.
No, we cannot win. This is a pretty rough spot because damn it.
Mm-hmm. Where do you gonna get my chat? They like naughty things. They like just beer, alcohol, you know.
All right, let's do I can do a $10 ACR giveaway.
$10 ACR giveaway courtesy of my man Toe. For me beating that ass heads up in this. Sorry. No, I'm kidding. We'll do this. We'll have to do it at least once a week, man. And then, you know, we'll do it. We'll do it every week a couple times.
So it's a tie.
I guess we got to give out $10 to each other's communities. We'll just do our own $10 free roll for each. Or does that sound fair?
Yes. Do you know what this means?
You win. I give his chat $10. Take it.
So that's cool
Filthy
because we have
animal.
2 ties and then a win from you and a win from me. This is like the epic battle. It's perfect. It's great.
Yeah, we're even Stevens.
This is awesome.
Take it.
I love it.
You know,
Stop. We got a giveaway going. Let's run the giveaway for the $10 ACR winner. Closing the giveaway. Drawing the winner. My man Sebs are getting the $10 ACR giveaway for this one. What's up, guys? Good morning. We're here. We're here to get our study on bright and early. The chat is already hyped up. You guys have had your coffee. You're ready to go. We got our Pokercoaching.com site up here right now. Sixes should be calling any second. We've been talking to them. But yeah, if you guys are new, this is the study session stream. We do this no delay. Go through these quizzes. Stuff on Pokercoaching.com, Jonathan Little's coaching site here, where I create content. My buddy Crazysixes creates content. Alex Fitzgerald, Jonathan Little, Matt Affleck, Evan Jarvis, Tristan Wade, Lexi Gavin. There's a whole slew. There's a couple of new coaches coming on that we can't talk about yet. So it's exciting stuff over here on Pokercoaching.com. And yeah, we're going to go through these quizzes, totally interactive. I want to hear what you guys have to say. I want to know what you guys would do. So we'll watch these little videos. We'll see the multiple choices. We'll hear what you guys think you should do. I'll say what I think we should do. Then we'll find out what these savages think we should do. It'll be fun. No dings for wrong answers. Definitely want to hear from you guys. How you doing? Cyrus says, wakey, wakey. Guru in there, retweeted. Thank you, buddy. Marlon up bright and early. What's up, buddy? Joe in the house. I saw Ginger. I saw Hold'em Nuts. All the regulars. What's up, guys? We're looking for... Oh, Six says call him. Okay.
What's up, my dude?
Hey, there he is.
We back, baby. How you been, man?
Good, man. You know, we had the holidays and all that stuff, and so I missed you, buddy.
Yeah, I took a week off of everything. I spent. Well, what do I hear? Feedback.
Oh,
Hold on. We good? Oh, I don't hear it now. Good. Yeah, I took a week off of social media, poker, all the way. I think it's underrated to do stuff like that, especially if you feel like it's needed. There's always a pressure to push in this game to keep up. You see other people have results and things like that, and I think the mental side of it can wear you down. Especially when you're pushing to be your best. And every once in a while, we all just need to reset. I think it's something I struggled with for years. You know how hard I go, man. How hard we work.
yeah.
So,
I'll give you some credit, buddy. Like, you play more than I do. Like, we study the same amount, and you play more than I do, and that shit wears on you. Now, I think you brought up a good point too. Like, in this stage of my poker career, I'm like you. We both started playing Black Friday, 15 years deep in this career. Like, I learned that, like, that $11 10K on whatever site will be there tomorrow, and it'll be there the next day, and it'll be there 6 months from now, and it'll be there till the world ends. So it's okay if you're feeling down, you're feeling tired, you just need a break to take a break. Poker will be there tomorrow.
yeah, and it's hard to remember that. It really is. It's hard to because you feel like you're behind. You feel like, man, I need to do this and that. But the mental health side of it is something we don't talk about, or people don't talk about a lot because we're all so competitive and everybody acts like they crush. And I see a lot of people out there struggling. So make sure to take some time for yourself. Take as many days as you need. Like you said, the $11 10K isn't going any fucking where for weeks, months, years. Somebody will be offering a game of poker.
If ACR
Always.
disappears tomorrow, Bet Online's $11 10K will still be there, and if that one disappears, Global's $11 10K will still be here.
Something is, yeah, the opportunities will always be there. So I think it's something that's, it's been on my mind lately because I can see a lot of other people kind of struggling with that aspect and feeling burned out, or people are experiencing variance getting destroyed. And it's just going to happen. But it's important to take a step back and chill. It's the holidays. Spend some time with your family. And, that's what I did. I spent a lot of time with my family. In the first session we came back, after taking 7 days off, we won 2.4K. Won a tournament, and then I don't post it all on social because, I'm a snail. But we had a great session, the very first session back. So
that's right. Nice and fresh and brand new.
Exactly. But yeah, congrats on your success as well.
Thanks. We're on the heater, baby. Let's go. I love heaters.
I love it. Me too, man. I'm glad to see that, man, because it shows the work pays off and we work hard, and I'm glad to see you having some success, man, always.
Yeah, and it just comes down to bankroll management and volume. And if you're running bad or you feel like your mental game isn't there, don't just drop down in stakes. Or even if your bankroll isn't telling you to drop down in stakes, drop down in stakes anyways. Go crush a stake lower and get your confidence back and come back up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Play lower stakes. You will see definitely. If you're playing like 109s and then you start playing 20s and 10s, you'll see the difference in player caliber, and you'll start crushing and winning more pots and working people, and you'll feel good, which will lead to confidence, will lead to winning. So, yeah, just wanted to kind of talk about that a little bit. But yeah, let's get into it. I missed last week. I'm sure there looks like a lot of new quizzes, and yeah, man, I'm excited. Let's get at it.
Which one's jumping out at you? Let's get this jump right in.
Oh man, every time I start looking at the quiz section, it's always funny as hell. Like, look at 662. Alex is like 34-year-old. That's his opponent. All he has is 34-year-old. Like,
right. 44-year-old Vegas local. The funny thing is I am a 42-year-old Vegas local, so I know exactly who he's talking about.
Yeah, we're boomers. We're poker boomers, baby. We're boomers. We're boomer poker, baby. Welcome to the Boomer Poker stream. How you guys doing? Good morning.
Let's
funny
go.
As hell.
But yeah, you don't want. Do you want to start with him? You want to melt our brains bright and early?
God no, I need to get my confidence on some theoretical, like a level playing field that I understand. Because every time I get an Alex quiz, I don't know if I've ever got a perfect score on one of his. I just get destroyed. Yeah, but I will
Picasso.
say this ace queen suited in a $600 win day one looks like something that's kind of interesting. Also, I'm thinking about going and playing a live tournament myself next weekend.
What?
Yeah, it's the Ohio Poker Championship.
Uh-oh. Can't miss that
Oh
one.
yeah. Well, I mean, I went to day two last year and cashed. So I might have to get back out there and try to make something happen.
Nice. What number is that one?
659 is the Matt Affleck one. Good morning, everybody out there. K
59.
Millie says
Has
thanks,
that got a
Peter.
lock on it?
No, 659 is no lock on it for me. It's Affleck's. I mean, if you look at Mushroom, you can kind of see which one it is.
Yeah, I don't have that one.
It says cash. Oh, it's cash. That's why. No, we don't have to do that.
We can
I'm
do that one
sorry.
if you want. It's actually probably, I bet you that's a misprint because I
Yeah,
don't think
because
Matt
it says
plays
win
cash.
day one. Yeah, it says 600 win day one,
I
but
don't think Matt
it's
plays
category
cash.
bad aggro wreck. Yeah, let's look at that one. It's not cash. I'm sure it's not.
Cool.
Is an Ohio one an MSPT? Nah, buddy, I don't think it's an MSPT. I know it's a $550. I forget the guarantee on it as well. But I played it last year. It wasn't an MSPT. How you doing, Famous Fives? Good morning, buddy.
What's up, Kev? Good to see you.
Let's look at it. Let's do it.
All right, ready to play?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, here we have ace queen offsuit in the cutoff. It's gonna fold to us, and we have a very easy race of 5,500. And this guy, who I've labeled as Mr. Go All In Bad, is a player who I don't know if he's tilted, but he's like just shoved all in pre-flop for 40 big blinds like 3 times in the last couple orbits. But he showed aces 2 of the times. Like, I don't think he's going crazy, and now he bets three bets to 16,000. And I think this is a fairly strong range. I don't think he's bluffing with this range. And it folds to us. Should we fold, call, re-raise to 35,000, or go all in?
What are you guys doing out there? You calling? You folding?
All right.
What's going on? You
Let me know when
isolating?
you're ready, Toe, if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you, man.
Woo! Already a kind of a tough spot. I think I had the volume a little low. So to rehash what he's saying, this is a guy who's been kind of going hard, shoving all in, but he's shown the goods a few times. And now he's got a 30-ish big blind stack, and he's 3-betting us out of position in the small blind. We have ace queen suited here in the cutoff. What do you guys think in chat? You can see our options here.
So what's funny about this is a $600 win event. So I think it plays a lot like the mid stakes online tournaments,
Like a $55 or something like that.
And we actually
Yeah.
do see this quite a bit in 11s
Pokes.
and 22s
What's up?
and lower, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Marlon
correct.
says rebuy table 6.
I mean, I honestly don't hate jamming. I'll say that right now. But I want to see what the chat says. D Pokes is in the house. D Poker Pro. Good morning, buddy. Hopefully everything's going well.
All in, says Cyrus. Cat, what's up?
Mashite, what's up? 35K to induce if he's jamming light. It's hard to say, Peanut. I mean, this is a guy that's shown the goods a few times. Now he's 3-betting out of position. The size is so good that we can call a lot of our range and play post flop in position, especially given this price, So I just want to see. Mashite says call. Good morning, man.
Cap's got a call. Ginger's all in. She's not scared.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly a spot where I would not hate jamming. Broadway, what's up, man? Ray's calling jam as we are getting 3-bet lighter for sure. I don't know. Like when he has 85K, we make it 35K. Just think about what's going to be in the pot. Are we really inducing anything worse? We don't leave him much fold equity, perception of the fold equity here. So I don't know if I want to 3-bet to 35K when we have 35 bigs. I mean, with these stacks, it's either jam or call, in my opinion.
Trudix says suited he would shove, but since it's offsuit, would call and reevaluate. Holding nuts is jamming with Ginger. Kept his call, we're in position.
I do.
Not much behind. Yeah. So one thing, he said that this guy went all in a bunch of times and showed aces, 2 of them or something, right?
Correct.
And now he's raising. So he probably doesn't have aces.
I mean,
kind of one thought that's going through my head.
well, one thing also that we're not taking into consideration when he was jamming those times before, now he only has 34 big blinds, right? So before the point that, like, before this, he was probably shorter. He's probably in a range of 20-ish big blinds, you know, so
But
slightly
would that
short.
make him Mr. Go All In bad, or would that just make him Mr. Rejam?
Yeah, Mr. Rejam. I mean, how do we know it's bad? Like, if he's shoving 21 big blinds over a raise and a call, you know, or something like that with aces and showing it, I don't think it's horrible. If
Sure.
he's
So, like, well, I'm saying if you're going all in here with Ace Queen, it's probably profitable. I can't imagine it's not. You're going to flip a lot.
Right.
That's cool. Like, it's fine. But I think, like, when this guy jams and we see him do aces a couple times and then all of a sudden he's raising, I think, okay, this is like, I don't know, Ace 10, Ace Jack, King Queen suited, pocket eights, pocket nine, something like that.
So you think we can keep in worst parts of his range in position by calling is what it sounds like. Where we're getting
Yeah,
at.
well, for me, I mean, I'm calling here probably just because I just, God, I feel like if I had 30 bigs, I would jam, and I feel like 40, I'm like right on the cusp of, this is where I start kind of flattening and see what happens.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I think a call might be best in a tournament like this where, you know, we can just flick in like 2.5 bigs. We're still over 30 big blinds deep, 35 big blinds deep, still have a lot of playability. We get to play the hand in position. We keep in worst parts of his range, keep in dominated aces, dominated queens in his range, and he might 3-bet. And we don't have to, you know, play a big all-in pot versus the worst opponent when we can find pretty clean spots to just chip up without getting all in.
Yeah, and it's a 4-blind pot at this point. Like, we don't have to go crazy, right?
Yeah, those are some of the
Or
things I mean, I lose in the moment because I can see this. If I seen this hand online and this happened and I thought the guy was bad, a lot of times I would rip. Like, okay,
It's got to
you
be
know,
profitable.
No, I don't think it's going to be bad. But, I mean, we're in a live tournament. You drove out here. You know these guys is bad. You probably have a big edge on your table. Like, let me just call this guy, keep in worst parts of his range, and then, you know, own his ass. And if we don't, we get a lot more play with our stat.
Yeah, I do this a lot online in general, too, just because I've been a lot, like, you know, valuing my tournament life and, I'm a savage post flop, so I'll just wait there and get it that
Right.
way where I feel like now I know I can either take the hand or I have the best hand one way or the other.
Or, yeah, and if you lose the pot, you got 30-ish big blinds. We're a god with – I mean, I'm a god with 30 big blinds.
Yeah.
Straight. So it's fine, you know. It's not a big deal. Like,
Absolutely.
I'm not like afraid of –
I'm on team call. Ginger says, depends on your post flop play, how confident you are in it, and that's why Ginger jams. I actually really like that mentality. If you are not as comfortable post flop, then absolutely jam.
That's a very good point, Ginger. I kind of agree with that. Like, if you're not comfortable post flop and you feel like – because, I mean, I think this is going to be profitable to rip in here for sure. Like, versus the relative 3-bet. You can be 3-betting wide here as well. So, but I'm on team call as well, man. You want to hit it and see what happens? You waiting for Chad? Or?
Yeah, let's do that.
I mean, yeah, you can go team.
I was trying to see what the Army was doing, but we lost them in a lot of chat. So let's go with call. Call's good.
Let's do it. All right.
I think this is a very clear call. This is a very small 3-bet size, and we're in position against a weak opponent who's going to let us over-realize our equity. Against like an aggressive 3-better, this is a pretty easy 4-bet shove, but against a player who we just don't know what type of range he's 3-betting, I really don't like shoving as much, and he just gave us too good of a price to ever fold. So we do call, and the flop comes Queen 9-9 Rainbow, and he bets 8,000. Should we fold, call, raise to 24,000, or go all in?
This is gonna be interesting because I wonder if I do something different
Nice.
than what Matt does.
It sounded good now. Cool. Awesome. So I mean, this is pretty cool. I like this spot already. Like,
yeah, I'm good. I'm much better.
How do we can't mess this up? Like, it's pretty easy not to mess. I mean, we can mess it by folding. I don't even know why this is here. Like, nobody in the world's folding this. You fold this, he gone. You're done.
Well, I mean, you want to have balanced ranges, right?
I want to balance my fold range by folding some top pair, top kick combos.
Question is do we call here or do we raise it? That is the question. Druidic says call, continue to keep it in the worst part of his range. Joe says call. Cyrus betting 24K.
What are you guys doing in chat?
Kept calling again.
HJ is calling. I feel it. Anybody doing anything outside of call? by raising. If we call the 8K, there's going to be 51 in the pot. And he's going to have 77 behind. We're going to have a 70-ish behind as well. Deep Hope says he's raising to 24K. Call and hit.
For every 9's hit his 3-bet range. Agreed. Not really scared of a 9. If it's got a 9, it's going to be what's going to be.
I mean, yeah, just GG's, right? Like, if he has a 9, it's just whatever.
Yep. I know what I'm doing.
If we raise, we fold out all his bluffs, Broadway says. Now we're starting to get somewhere. We're starting to cook a little bit. Yeah, you want to explain what you're doing, Toe? I think we both are probably doing the exact same thing.
I don't know. I am betting the fucking nuts.
So you're raising.
Fuck yeah. 24K.
And you're going to set up an SPR here. So if we put in 28, 24K, there's going to be 48. And then he's just going to have an SPR of about like 6 or 7 and just jam all turns.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have a new command in my, it's nuts. I have an exclamation point nuts in my chat. So they're using
and
it
it's
right
just
now.
bet.
But,
that's bet the nuts.
Bet the nuts. Yeah. And like, I want to get value from worse queens. If he's got something like jacks or 10s, he's probably going to float one here. I don't want weird cards to come on the turn that might kill the action for both of us. A king, a jack isn't that great. A 10 kind of sucks. So like, yeah, I want to get the value now. I don't expect him to be double barrel bluffing very much because when we just flat here, we always have a queen, a 9, or jack 10. Like there's really almost nothing else. Maybe jacks or 10s ourselves.
Right.
So yeah, but the nuts here for sure. 24K.
There was a long time, maybe a year, where I didn't agree with you. But as you know, time has went on. Me, you, Jess GTO, we've been going through these spots, and nice. betting the fucking nuts has been pretty nice, you know, because he's not going to double barrel bluff a lot, right? I mean, he's just not going to be able to. And some of the cards that the overcards to come improve him to better hands.
Yep.
The only real action killing card, the worst card, is obviously a king. But some of the gut shots as well, like a jack or a 10 get there and put us in really weird spots. If he did have a hand like king jack or something like that of diamonds, those kind of hands. So yeah, betting the nuts, we get max value from king queen. I don't know if a hand like, you know, jacks just folds right away, like you said. So yeah, I don't know if pushing all in maybe just straight condenses him to aces, kings, and then maybe only king, queen, and 9s, because he would certainly fold worse at that point, you know?
Yep.
So I don't think going all in is the answer. Maybe just raising and then getting it in. But I can see those who set call, because there's just not too many bad turn cards for us realistically, you know?
I mean, honestly,
other than a few gut shots.
I think that is one of the biggest leaks for low and mid stakes players in the game right now is not getting max value and not betting the nuts and slow playing. And don't do that, especially not in the mid and low stakes where people don't fold. So go get it. This is a $600 live tournament. This is the equivalent of a mid stakes tournament. They don't fold. And so go get it. Go get that money. I mean, just an example, I was in the $100 buy-in. It was an Eagle event not too long ago. I had a royal flush, and I ended up betting the river with my royal flush and got raised. Like, you never know what people are going to do. You know, the value you might be missing out there, you know?
I just want to talk about this spot a little bit more. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but to play devil's advocate here, because I still see a lot of people saying call. When we call here in this spot, do we keep our range wider, for instance? Do we keep in hands just like Jack 10? Do we keep in hands like pocket 8s in our range, ace, jack of diamonds? You know, I think when we raise, we kind of constrict our range a little bit more. I mean, we make our range look stronger when we're raising the 3 bets, C bet, you know? Whereas when we call, we do have hands like pocket 8s that might just still pill 1. We might have hands like, you know, king, jack of something with a gut shot or some of our more pairs and more hands. So the perception of our range, you know, is kind of important here. And I think a lot of people think about that, you know. What else are we raising with exactly? Like, we're raising with a pretty strong range when we raise a 3-bet. I flat here sometimes. I'm not going to act like I don't. I like betting the nuts versus certain opponents, but some opponents I do call.
Bet the nuts.
Do we ever have a 9 here? Are we raising a 9? Toe is 100% raising a 9.
100%. Because I want him to have ace queen, king queen, aces,
Yeah.
kings. Let's go.
No, yeah,
Jacks,
Broadway.
let's go.
That question, do we ever have a 9 here? Yes, we have 9, 10, 9, and you raise. Toe would find a raise here because he wants to stack your pocket aces that would never fold here, or your pocket kings.
And they're never firing twice. Like, that's your thing. Like, this is all the value we're going to get for this guy as a bluff. He's never going to bluff twice. He's just not. They don't ever do it. Because when you call here, you always have a queen or a 9 or jack 10.
Yep. Yeah. So we are building a pot, 9, 10. Yeah, I mean, that's it took me a long time to kind of not figure it out, but to start like having it click like, yeah, he's not going to bluff twice when we call here too often unless he makes a better value hand or something, but I don't know.
Bet the nuts.
So yeah, bet the nuts time. Yeah, you taught me to bet the nuts. I don't know if it's right in this. I don't know if Matt wants to bet the nuts because there's not a lot of bad turn cards.
That's wrong.
Ridiculous. All right, Toe's betting the nuts and Broadway. I'm gonna go with Broadway's suggestion of calling because the old me would call. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna mix it up. I'm gonna go with my man Broadway, and who else said it? Hector and Broadway said call. Peanut says call. So we're gonna flat here, and Team Toe is going to raise. So let's see.
Oh wait, real quick, shout out Home Nuts with the tier 3 sub, my man. Fist bumps, buddy. Thank you. That also qualifies you for the subby study group going on right after this. Tier 2, tier 3 subs on Skype. Hit me up on Skype, Home Nuts. I'll add you to that group. He says the recent wins he's been getting lately are because of this, so he's giving back. Thank you, man. There was something else I wanted to say. This is why I'm here. Thanks for the. All right, whatever. We're betting the nuts. Ready to go.
He's betting the nuts, and we're flatting. If he bluffs a lot, it's a flat. Yep, we're going to flat. Let's do it.
I think this is close between raise to 24,000 and call. The stack to pot ratio is only 2, so we're going to be able to get the money in on runouts that we want to. The thing that I like calling is that we have an ace in our hand, and the most common hand that we want to keep in is ace king because we want an ace to come, and then we stack ace king. But if we raise right now, ace king might fold. And I think players that are just weaker in general here and bet this sizing, they have jacks or tens, and they're trying to figure out where they're at. So I think if we raise, they might fold. But I think raising to 24,000 against this small bet and just trying to get it in is probably the best option. But I think calling has a lot of merit too because our hand doesn't need any protection. The only bad card really is a king. And the stack to pot ratio is so low. So I think calling and raising to 24,000 are both very good options. I choose to just call this time. The current turn is the king of spades. Should we check? Bet 15,000, bet 30,000, or bet 45,000?
You just made a lot of people money today, Toe.
Damn it.
You just taught everybody in the world how to play. It's bet the nuts.
Bet the fucking nuts.
Bet the nuts, boys.
You know what I love too? Is that the poker gods will fuck you. They always fuck you. And so, like I said, sucks when a king comes on the turn, and that king always comes on the turn. It always does. Those poker gods are bastards.
Yeah, there's so many cards. You can get a deuce, a 3 or 4, so many low cards. But the worst, trickiest card is going to come and wreck you. Literally the only card that sucks in poker will come when you make a play that maybe if you have a close decision and you make one you think that might be the wrong one and don't raise, this shit always happens in poker.
Always.
I don't know what it is, man. It's a weird game.
They mess up, they pounce.
Yes. The only card that sucks. But now here we're in a spot. I have a thought about this, and I do something different than you may do in this spot.
Ooh, so that gives me a clue.
I think so. I think, I always do something here that...
Interesting. This is going to be interesting, because you're going to put out a little blocker bet.
Let's see what everyone else has to say, because I know D Poker Pro says 15K. And anybody else? What are you doing, Dr. HJ Broadway? Peanut, what's up, fam? What are you guys doing in this spot on this turn after we flat the 8K? What you got in your chat? Peanut says, I bet 15K. Okay. You guys can type out the
You guys
reasoning
are on
why,
Team
too.
Blocker Bet, huh? Hubnet says, I'm so used to this happening to me that this is the norm. That's right. It always does. Poker gods always bring that card.
Always, dude.
Drudick out there betting 15K. He's on Team Blocker Bet. Joe out there with 15K. Everybody Team Blocker Bet. Me?
Broadway says, I'm checking. Yeah, we got to check
Cyrus
in
check.
a bunch of 15Ks.
Yeah, I got a handful of 15Ks and now a couple of checks starting to roll in. I know you're going to bet the 15K, right?
I think I would, but now I kind of want to block. I think we have a bluff catcher.
Yeah.
I don't think we're getting two streets. We bet we get check raised. Fuck our lives.
So here's the question: Are we betting this for? We're betting it for value, I imagine. We're not betting it as a bluff.
I mean, yeah, and then you start to ask yourself what
What's
worse
worse
hands
that's
you're going to
calling?
call, right?
Queen Jack.
Tens isn't calling. Jacks probably. Tens and jacks with a gut shot. If we bet 15K, we might get some crying calls, but
Probably
it's
do.
very unlikely. I mean, I'm not gonna say unlikely. They might call one if we go 15K with some of those hands.
Yep.
Queen Jack 3-bet. I mean,
That's
like we're starting to like get
Queen
down
Jack
the realm.
suited
Like,
question mark. That's it.
right. I mean, and then it just comes down to a question: if we check here, we just reevaluate rivers, and then maybe get that value bet in on the river if they do check twice. Or we're just trying to get the showdown.
So Drudick says thin value bet. If they shove, we can fold, but it can also win us the pot now. So when you say thin value bet, now we ask the question is what is calling? Jacks, tens, maybe ace 10?
No way, dude.
Does it pick up a gutter? Ace, no.
Ace 10
Stretch.
offsuit? No
Stretch.
fucking way, dude.
Jack 10 gets there, right. So that's not
What
good.
worse hands
King Queen
call?
got there, Cyrus. That's right. So that there's no more bluffs. You know, there's no more. I don't think there's any value for us to get. I mean, I guess there's bluffs. I'm sorry. There's no more value for us to get.
I guess what happens in this spot sometime if he does have a better hand, sometime if we get the information now, right? We save ourselves from making very tough river decisions because we bet 15K here, he check raises, we gone, you know. If he does just call our 15K bet and checks back river, we check back. Life is easy. Life is more simple than if we check here on the turn and then he bombs river and like, oh shit, like what does he, you know, what worse hands does he have? I think at that point he just has some bluffs and then his range is kind of polarized if he bombs river between.
I think our hand
straight
is too
bluffs.
strong to fold, too
Yeah.
weak to raise in that scenario. And, you know, obviously a 10 or a jack comes on the river, we just sucks and I think we just bail. But yeah, I mean, I'm just checking here, check calling almost every river. That is.
I'm evolving. I think I'm checking here. I think there's a period I would bet 15K here. I don't hate it because of the reasons I kind of stated before. If we're against a player type that's not going to put us in a tough spot, who may be kind of tricky with a hand like Ace King or King Queen that has us beat, or he turns something big, he might just call and then check and hope, and then in hopes that we bet again on river to check raise. But at the same time, I don't see what worse hands are calling really.
Yeah, I also think it'd be a little different if, for example, he was on the button. I'm trying to think of when I use that blocker bet because I do think I don't use that enough, and I think you do put that
I
out
lose
better
it a
than the
lot.
spot.
Yeah,
So
I use it a lot.
if he's on the button, let's say, and we check, and then he checks this card on the river, would you lead out 15K on the river so that he can't bomb river on you? Because we went, you know, check call, check, right?
I mean, that's a point where we can still get called by some worse hands as well. At that
And we also
point,
stop
right?
him from bombing the pot. So maybe that's it.
Right, yeah, and then like he just finds a lot of calls, and he probably doesn't turn
Only
his hand
raises
into a
with the
bluff.
nuts.
Yeah, he just only raises monster hands, and then he finds just a call. Even with a hand like Ace King, he might just find a call for 15K. So you know, I think it's interesting. For the line of the villain, I put him on tens and
Judith
jacks.
says lesser queen would call 15. The problem is that this is a 3-bet pot, right? And so lesser queens would be king queen, which has 2 pair, and then
Ace.
jack queen, and that's it, right? Queen jack queen 10 suited, something like that. I mean, maybe queen 10 because I would 3-bet here with queen 10. So
Well, let's
queen
think
10
about a hand
off.
like aces. What is aces doing here? You know,
Aces should be playing it this way for sure.
I mean, would he ever check back, check
Should.
turn? check back in this with the full house or something like that. That would be a SPR. That would be a mistake. I think he should be betting those hands.
What's coming?
Aces, kings. All right. Well, part of me really wants to bet 15K because I know there's times I would 100% do it. I just don't know if we're getting called by too many worse hands other than tens and jacks, maybe. And so I'm going to be checking here.
Me too.
All right. Well, sorry, D-Pokes.
Sorry, folks.
Sorry, folks. 15K on the river, maybe, he says. Maybe. We'll see.
That I can see.
Right. All right. I'm going to check. Let's go ahead and put in 15K and see what happens.
Really like checking here. This is a spot where I think we're way ahead or way behind, and we don't need a ton of protection. Although we could gain a little value from jacks and tens that have a gutter. They have to call some small bets. So I like small betting or checking here. So betting 15,000 or checking, probably equal options, but I imagine we're only getting one street of value. So you can get it on the turn of the river. Maybe you should get it on the turn. So tens and jacks, you get that value, but it's close either way. But large bets, I don't think are ever really going to be doing anything good for you here. I choose to check back, and we get the 5 of clubs on the river. He checks. Should we check? Bet 20,000, bet 30,000, or bet 40,000?
We're here on the river. Do we check? We're going for value. Going for medium value.
Oh, that's funny as hell.
What do you guys think?
All right. Guess what, Toe?
What's up?
I misclicked 15K. Like I was looking at the chat, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna hit check back.
So I record these so we know that you were gonna check.
No, it's okay.
So we'll give you the credit. How many points was 15? I'm just curious.
Actually, 15 was 8 points.
Yeah, super close.
Yeah, so it's close. And like I said, I think I would do it sometime in game. And I think there is some merit to it. I do think there's some merit to it. So when he does call, we just always check back river for the most part, since we're not going to be able to get 2 streets too often. But here, yeah, I want to see what before I say what I'm gonna do. I guys always got to let chat say.
Kep says thin value 20K. Cyrus says this looks like a thin value moment 20K. 20K, same reasoning you had on the turn. Says Judy. Marlon says sometimes par is good enough. He's checking.
Yeah, so this opponent is not very good, D-Poker Pro. If you missed the beginning of it, Matt says this is kind of a bad go all in reg.
So this is where I have some arguments in my head. Sorry, says Marlin checks? Question mark. So like we're talking about thin value, but again, I say thin value from what?
I mean, yeah, we get it only. It feels like only really bad things can happen versus some opponents. Like getting check raised would be catastrophic.
And we are that for sure. And we are targeting tens and jacks. That's it, right? Those 2 hands.
What are our bluffs that flat here that would turn our hand into a bluff other than ace jack and ace 10 of diamonds, hearts, or clubs?
Oh, I mean, don't ask me because I got all sorts of things. I'm overbetting this pot.
Like
I would never check the river if I was Mr. Golan. I would be betting huge. I don't know. I'd be betting huge. I might even jam it just because I know
what are you doing? Let's say you're in cutoff spot here and you have a hand that somehow, if you got to this spot with ace 10 of diamonds and he checked back the river to you, I mean, it feels like a spot where we have to just bluff jam, right?
Ace 10. Oh, yeah, for sure. Because he's always got a queen. And that's it. He never has jack 10. He shouldn't have too many kings. And he shouldn't have too many 9s. And he's also going to have things like jacks and 10s and 8s and 7s that float 1. And they all fold. All of them fold.
So does it make it a spot where we can bet very big, make our hand look like a bluff, and sometimes get called by worse? Since, you're going to use...
I mean, I pound it because they don't call. So I think if I pound it here, they're not going to call. So if I'm betting here for thin value, for me, it would be 20K. Because I don't think he's got a hand that can call 30. And certainly not 40.
So you're going to be unbalanced in these polarized spots. So you're going to overbet here. Like, are you going to use a massive sizing
as a bluff?
Because you're going to use a massive sizing as a bluff. Yep. But are you ever going to do it with the value hand?
Yeah, if I had a boat, I would do it for sure. If I had a 9, I would do it for sure. Because now ace king, what's ace king going to do? Like, they bet flop check turn for sure, and how can they fold? Or even a hand like king queen or ace queen, like we have something like that. Like we're gonna get called there a decent amount, I think.
Right.
With ace
Sorry,
king
guys.
check turn, they should. They don't want to get raised. They have a medium strength hand, Cyrus.
Yeah, they have a marginal showdown hand on this board texture that really can't get three streets from too much. I mean, King Jack got there, but you're not getting three streets from King Jack.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
And what I do know
King
is they
Ace,
never
Jack
check.
can't beat
They
them.
never check both streets, turn and river with a 9, and they never do it with Jack 10. And if that's the case, I'm gonna get this fool to fold.
Or a boat.
Or both. Yep, never. And
Yeah.
so since I know he never has the best, I'm just gonna get this fool to fold if I'm bluffing. But here I have showdown value, so I'm checking. And I don't know what I can get value from. Like I said, like we're targeting tens and jacks, and then queen jack, which I don't think should be here very often.
Yeah.
And that's it. So I don't think we can get very thin value.
But it's a versus
I
a
also
fish,
know one
though,
leak in
you
my
know.
game is that I don't go for thin value
I do it a lot.
enough.
Yeah, we look at my hand histories. I get a lot of thin value in these spots. And he said this guy's a bad player. So I would bet 20K here. But if this is D Peters in a small blind, I'm just checking, you know, like somebody capable
Check
of
it.
playing check raising you and making your life hell and having some strong hands. If it's a good player, I'm just checking back, right? Because they're not gonna pay us off with thin value too often, you know, and they're capable of check raising us.
Kev says we don't have very many Onyx if he if any has played, so I think ace king bets turn. The problem is you still have 10 jack and king queen and could potentially have full houses. So all those are still in there in 3-bet pots, right, Kat? I just think you have a one pair hand on a wet board, you should start checking. And we don't want to get raised. Again, like if I have ace king and I bet this turn and get raised, like that is tragedy. It's a tragedy. We got to do the deep just DTO voice.
And it's also if we were paying attention to the whole thing, he kind of hinted off that I think he was leaning towards a bet on a turn, but he checked. And then now we're at the river and he checks again. I think he's going to always want to bet for value, in my opinion.
I can definitely see that. I would check in game. I know I would, but I know that I don't get thin enough. I just don't know what is calling here.
I'm betting 20K for sure. I mean, I'm just betting here for sure.
Let's see what the Army says. 20K, 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 20K. And I'm checking. So at the risk of our perfect score, guys, I'll go 20K with you. But I'm checking.
Ooh, famous 5 says check. I'm going. Wait a minute. I have to be the contrarian, maybe. So it doesn't matter. I'm gonna do it.
Oh, then I'll check if you want to be the contrarian.
No.
Just so you can do yours.
Famous 5 says check, and then all my chat says 20K. 20K it is.
Most people.
I said 20K. I'm hitting 20K. All right, let's do it.
All right.
Again, this is a bet sizing spot. I don't ever think I'm checking here. I think we almost always have the best hand, again, unless he's playing ace king very tightly. But I also don't think we just get a bombs away here because having a queen in our hand, we block the most common hands they're going to call us, like queen jack, queen 10. We're targeting like pocket jacks and pocket 10s pretty much, and maybe ace jack. But we're going to have to get a hero call out of them, and it's a weaker player. I kind of like betting small, betting 20,000. I think that's kind of the right size to get a call. We're targeting jacks and 10s. And so, yeah, we can just use this smaller sizing, I believe. So betting 30s, a little worse, I think, and I think betting 40 is the worst of the 3 options. Always be thinking about what types of hands you're targeting with your bet sizes. So I bet 20,000, and our opponent calls, and we win the hand.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I can see it. Like I said, the Army saved me on that one, and we got the swish. You technically got the swish too, but misclicked. We'll give you the swish. You get swish.
It's all good. But the important thing is like this is a player who he perceives as bad, who played their hand in a manner that they never have the nuts. And we could just get value from some of the hands they just cannot fold.
Yeah, and I find it interesting. Like he literally said he's targeting jacks and 10s, and that's exactly what he says. The only thing that I like that we narrowed the range down to literally jacks and 10s, and he said the same thing.
That's it. There's nothing else we can get value from. So yeah, I like it. I think everybody played it well. Good job, everybody out there. That was fun. Let's do another one. Toe's turn to pick. Let's see what we got out here.
Alrighty. Oh, let's switch to tournaments here.
That looks interesting.
What about? Oh wait, there's a new. Let's do 644 because I know you like those big buy-in. This is the
what we
soft 25K.
Yeah, the soft 25K is back, boys. I can't wait till a day I call it 25K soft, man. Let's fucking go. All right, I'm clicking it. Let's do it. Oh shit, I thought I clicked
we
it.
have King 10 offsuit.
Oh, piss.
$25,000 buy-in tournament. Folds around to the button who makes it 1,500. Small blind folds, and now it's on me. Should we fold, call, re-raise to 6,000, or re-raise to 9,000?
Wait, what? We're in the big blind. We're facing raise.
No information on villain. Just
No.
just a full 3x in the big blind.
Well, we are 180 bigs deep effect, so 3x.
Yeah, just a 3x is fine, you know. I mean, when you go play live somewhere this early, you're probably going to see almost exclusively 3x is in my experience. A couple guys going 2.5 like me, but most people are going 3x. Yeah, Dr. HJ, he's had a couple other quizzes from this tournament, and he was saying it was a soft 25K. Like,
and it was. Somebody opened up another gun like ace-8 off and then took it to the bank. Remember?
Yeah. It was like ace-8 offsuit. Yeah, then he lost a bunch of his stack, you know, because there wasn't too many 8x that guy could have, and he had jack-8. I remember that hand.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Deep Hoke said, this is Florida Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open. Everything in Florida is soft. Damn, Smokey. Must be nice.
Wisco going to 6K. He's 3-betting it.
So Wisco's 4xing. 9K.
Wants to go 6K, but is a little scared, so he's thinking about calling. Everyone else calling.
Yeah. I want to see what. So Coltrane, what's up, buddy? Good morning. Coltrane says call. I know what I'm doing. I'm probably just flatting, you know. I think if we want to have a 3-bet range here, we maybe have it even at this stack depth be a little bit more polarized, maybe even here strong linear in some cases, and this probably doesn't fall in the category of either, which is going to lead me to call. This is just
I would not be surprised if John calls here. But you know I'm 3-betting this spot. Like, this is where I make all my money.
But
this and bet flop check turn. This is where I make all my money. The secret of Toe right here. Bet flop check turn and raise the button against my blinds. Forget about it. So I'm 3-betting here to 6K. I wouldn't be surprised though if you flatted this or Jonathan flatted this. I know super deep in doing some of that work in cash games with just GTO that he talks about 3-betting the suited ones when we're deep, flatting them when we're not deep because they flop well.
Yeah,
I would go 6K here in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I mean, I'm flatting here. I think playability really matters, but you know, this guy's probably opening 40% on the button or something like that as well. We're just gonna end up in pretty tricky spots in a raised pot when he does call, which he's gonna do a lot because he's going to call you with better King X and better 10X combos.
Sure.
We're gonna have a hard time playing it as it has less playability when it's not suited. And we're going to be playing a bigger SPR pot out of position with the hand that could be dominated versus their range. So I'm just always calling. I can make a case for it at other stack depths, but I think at 180 big blinds deep, I mean, he's just not going to fold King Jack off to you, King Queen off to you, you know,
True.
Ace 10 off to you.
Sure.
So.
He's also going to miss the board most of the time because we're blocking all that stuff and there's not enough outs. And I'm going to buy initiative and outplay this full post in my week 25K because I'm a baller.
Yeah, and just rebuy and just snap
table
rebuy
6
if you need to. Just fucking rebuy table 6, 25K more. So
Melissa, thank you for that follow. So I would 3-bet here, but I would not be surprised if Jonathan says call.
All right, I'm flatting. Toes 3-betting, I think.
All right, I'll be contrarian. Everyone calling though, so we're going against the army this time. Let's see if it's too hard to match.
All
It might
right,
be.
let's do it.
This seems like a pretty nice spot to just call. If the opponent was,
I would
going
exploit,
to
but
be
I 100%
especially
call.
weak, perhaps we could make it 6,000 and have just a lot of fold equity. You don't really want to make it huge, like 9,000, because when you make it huge, you're risking a lot to win relatively little, and also when you get called, you're going to be in pretty bad shape. Really, you don't want to do anything to mess up hands that flop well enough and have plenty of equity, and King 10 offsuit certainly does. I mean, there is the idea that like we have the best hand very frequently, but when you are deep stacked, I mean, we're 180 big blinds deep, you just don't want to be playing big pots with offsuit cards from out of position. So we're going to flat. Flop comes King 9-3. We're going to be checking 100% of our range here. And now the opponent bets 2,000. Should we fold, call, raise to 4,500, or raise to 6,000?
Ooh.
All right.
We got
Any
6
kind of-
points for the raise. Like I said, I knew he was going to call. This is just an exploit that I just hammer on. I go to the well here. You know me.
Oh, yeah, because people open too wide. They play very poorly post flop. They flat your 3-bet
Yeah.
too wide, and they don't continue appropriately to C-bets. They overfold,
Yep.
hands with backdoor equity they should be calling, and you print. You just print when people play bad to that, and I see it and I get it for sure.
Yeah,
And
but I also know we're super deep in that. GTO is the call.
No, I mean, yeah, like with this range, I think, I mean, with this hand, I think we want to call a lot. But like you said, if you have like if the opponent's weak or something like that, certainly we can exploit him by raising if we know he's going to call check fold way too often.
Interesting. So Kep says, I'm calling to call again. So that leads me to a question. If this was a 10 high board, Kep, would you still just call this bet?
I think we ran a hand like this in Payo, and we found it. You remember we ran a hand like this in Payo a couple weeks ago, and I still kind of remember because I was shocked by the result. I don't know if you remember because it was like a top pair hand, and
Talking about the 8-5 hand?
No. It was literally a King X. It was like King Jack, and we flat it, or King Jack or King 9, and we flat it, and we flop top pair. And listen, I just want to see what chat says before. I think I interpret what this solver said in that spot, but this SPRs were different because we were shallower in that spot as well that we looked at, because I think we were like 40 big blinds deep there, but we're deeper here.
Super deep, right?
Yeah. So
all right,
HJ
so-
says call.
I'll go off on my little rant here. Kep says, yes, if it was a 10 high board, he would just call because he has an over and block some straight draws. So I kind of set you up there, Kep. Here, I would absolutely call. I have top pair, shit kicker. He's got all the better kings. I don't want to value time myself, and I want to keep his bluffs in. However, if this came down 10 high, I'm going to assume King 10 is essentially the nuts, and so I'm raising the shit out of it, no doubt. Because now he's got all the worst 10s, and I want to get value from those hands. So that's kind of
We set up ourselves a little protection because there's going to be a lot of, I mean, not a
Overcards on
lot,
the
but
turn.
there's going to be more bad turn cards in that spot, right? There's going to be an ace, there's going to be a queen, there's going to be a jack that are all kind of make us indifferent with our hand when he starts putting in multiple streets. But yeah, this could be a board, honestly, that I think we might want to raise some time. It seems weird. This is one of the best hands we're going to make. We're near the top of our range here when we defend. And I think we put a hand like this in a solver before when we had a top pair that was a little weak and we got a C-bet from a late position. And it liked to see us raise. I can't remember I wish I could remember the exact scenario. I just remember being a little floored because this is a spot I would always call, But I don't think raising is going to be a bad option. Because he will continue. He can call with 9x. He can call with gut shots, with backdoor flush draws, backdoor straight draws, himself, as well as under pairs like queens and jacks that will not fold to just one. So I think at this stack depth, he can still continue a lot. If he's playing theoretically good, he shouldn't just be folding queen 10 of hearts, right?
Sure.
or queen jack of hearts. He shouldn't be folding ace nine, right? He shouldn't be folding a lot of things. So I think we can raise here, to be honest with you.
I would
But-
probably fold ace nine personally because I just don't think people are bluffing that one.
Well, I mean,
On this
we
board.
should be. I mean, we should check raise. We should have a check raise even here sometime with the gut shot, right? For people who gut shot with the backdoor flush draw.
Sure.
It's not good enough. Like, what if we have queen 10 of hearts?
Sure.
You know, I don't know. I think there's some hands.
I can
we
see
should-
those ones for sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think
We have too much value
Solver
here, though.
would probably say.
I don't want to turn my hand into bluff. I don't want to get. I mean, I guess if he four bets, and we just fold his hand, I guess. But I do want to keep his bluffs in, and I just think we have shit kicker. We have kicker problems.
We have. I mean, we can have pocket threes. We can have pocket nines. We can have king nine. We can have king three. So I don't think he's like gonna be able to just come over the top with aces per se with one pair with immunity here. He should be calling with his aces to keep in our bluffs and not get himself stacked versus our sets in two pairs. So I don't think we should be like all that concerned. I really want to go 6K now, dude. I'm like talk myself into wanting to go 6K.
Why are you so angry?
I don't know. I'm just a spaz, dude. I'm just spazzy as shit and just want to raise now. Like, what's wrong with me?
Zach says call reevaluate turn. I'm calling this. and calling all turns.
Everybody's calling.
I'm calling
Ooh,
it.
Hector says calling.
Kev says
turn.
we can call a turn on a 10 high flop when
All right.
an ace or a queen peels, right? So if it was 10 high, I would raise this, and then if I got called, I would probably bet all turns and then check evaluate or check back river.
So on the flop, you kind of took a contrarian line and did something that you thought was probably going to be wrong, but you did it anyway. I'm going to do that here with the 6K to even the playing field because I'm like 75% sure he's just going to say call. So I'm going to go 6K here and go with it.
I'm like 97.5% sure it's a call.
Yeah, me too. I know he's going to call. God damn it. All right, my whole chat. I'm calling.
This is a fantastic spot to just call. If we raise, yes, we can get called by some worse hands, but really there aren't a ton of draws that make logical sense to raise when facing a medium-sized bet. I mean, if we did have a hand like Queen Jack, perhaps we would want to raise, but notice that if we raised literally all 48 combinations of the gut shots, and we also check raised King 9, King 3, pocket 9s, pocket 3s, which we would probably flat all those pre-flop. We have, well, let's see. We have 9 combinations of King 9. Probably only the suited King 3s, so there's 2 of those, so 11. Then we have 3 of each set, so that's 17 combinations. So if we check raise every single gut shot and all of the nut hands, we are slightly unbalanced towards bluffs. We have 48 bluffs to like 17 value hands, so you want a 2-to-1 ratio, so that means we need to have like 34 bluffs. But like say we did have Queen Jack of diamonds or hearts or clubs, we could just flat those, right? Same thing for Jack 10 and Queen 10 because those have plenty of equity. So that's probably how I'm going to go about doing that. 48 minus 9 is 39, so we have just slightly more bluffs than necessary. Notice that our nut hands are just like super nut hands, which is great. So that's probably what I'm doing in this spot when it comes to raising. And I think that's probably going to be fine. Maybe you'll find against some opponents you want to be raising very frequently just because they bet the flop often and then fold anything besides a king. Like if you run this through a program like Flopzilla, you'll see the opponent just doesn't have a king all that often. I mean, even ignoring our hand. They don't have a king all that often, which means maybe we should just be check raising dry boards a ton. So, that could be a consideration. But against good players, they're going to be balanced enough and play well enough. So this is just a pretty nice call hand. We do call. Turns a jack of diamonds. We're going to check every turn. Check, check. Now the river is a 2. Should we check? Bet 2,600. Bet 5,200. Or bet 7,800.
All right, boys. I'm glad I almost spazzed out and raised, but it didn't make sense to raise in the time I was thinking.
Nah. Yeah.
I didn't raise. Yeah, I called. It's a lie. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. I'm talking myself into a raise, but it just doesn't make any sense, really. We're not going to get value from worse. And we want to keep in hands to allow him to bluff as well. So Yeah, this is interesting.
I was actually
You guys-
ranting about the 10 high board in the chat. Positively ranting. I don't make that sounded negative. I'm not. I was just talking about the thing in chat. So I didn't see the action on the turn. What happened? We called the check turn?
Yeah, we both he just checked back turn. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so yeah, he Snapchat. He said we're not leading here. He's like, he snapped as if he
So
just
this is one of
doesn't
those
ever have
spots
to.
where the question mark is thin value again because he shouldn't have Queen 10. We block that. Shouldn't have King Jack. He would bet that.
Yeah, he would bet all those very strong hands. So this is a question
Could still
of
get value from a Jack and then like 10s and Queens. Okay, so I guess I would learn from the last one and bet small.
yeah. Like the thing is like when we're trying to determine the bet size, it's like what are we targeting? I think it's a common theme. If we go 7,800, what hand can possibly take a small C bet line and check back turn that could call a big bet on the river? I mean, doesn't play a king like that. I think it's two pair combos or all that, the very strong parts of his range bet. So I think it's probably 2.6K. I don't hate 5.2K, but once again, we're just targeting a jack at that point, and maybe 2.6K gets called by tens as well, as nines, as eights, even in some cases.
All the Jacks.
All the jacks can call some 9x to take this line, 9, 10, ace 9 might find calls as well. Some pocket queens might be able to call. Queens and 10s might be able to call.
Yep.
As if we go 78, we're literally just
price all that out.
I mean, pricing a shit. He's certainly not calling a 9 at that
5,200, you price all that out too.
Yeah.
So 2,600, I think, is the only option.
Yep. Let me go through the chat. Coltrane says, I've been going through these quizzes, starting with the oldest ones. I've got a long way to go. Love listening to these study streams to hear thought processes from good players. Yeah, man. I think, we work hard on our game. I think it's very cool. Seeing how chat reacts to these spots as well is cool as hell.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's also good because it tells you, like, you can really get a glance at what the general public is doing. Because we'll get 15 calls in the chat, and then I'll say, bet the nuts. And everyone's like, whoa. And then you see, like, the difference. You know what I mean? It's great.
Yeah, and then we always get to hear what the true professionals are doing, like Jonathan and Matt and these guys who have fed families and lived awesome lives from playing poker and hear how they're approaching these spots. Yeah. So I always think it's cool. Personally, I'm probably just going to go 2.6K to be more inclusive to his overall range, and we're out of position, so we don't need to use a big line.
Bunch of 2,600. Drew, it's like 7,800. Only that calls will beat us. Agreed. Might be the only move to get value. Agreed, Cap. He said check and let a bluff I had it. The problem here, Cap, is that, like, I don't know that he bluffs. I don't think he bets flop, checks turn, and then bluffs river. Just, like, awkward and clunky, and people don't do that as much. I think if he was going to bluff, he would have bet turn. You know what I mean? Like, most people are just going to continue.
Does our hand look too value-y when we go small, or do we have more bluffs in our range when we go bigger, which would lead him to call? Hector says, I put 5,200. When he said that, it kind of made me think about that a little bit.
I think 7,800 is not my opinion. 5,200 is close. The problem is
we
ask what we're targeting, right? We're targeting a 9, we're targeting a jack, we're targeting pocket queens. And so since we're targeting those hands, 5,200, a jack calls, a 9 probably folds, maybe. Queens never fold.
What are our bluffs on the flop? Our gut shot got there with Queen 10. So ace high just turning their shit into a bluff. They're like, ace high that floated and just turns our hand into a bluff. One of the gut shots.
Says, it seems like when they check turn, they check to induce a bluff on the river. Almost never works. Agreed.
Yeah. All right. 2.6K it is for me. I think that's just got to be it. We got a perfect score rolling, baby. Let's go. All right. You good?
2,600. We're going. Everyone's.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna learn from the last quiz.
Let's go.
In this scenario, your strategy depends a lot on how you expect your opponent to react with their marginal made hands. Like, if the opponent will just fold out something like 9 to a river bet, then checking becomes fantastic. If the opponent will never bluff with unpaired cards, then betting becomes good, right? So really you want to ask, like, what am I trying to accomplish with the check or with the bet? And if you check, First things that does is that really protects your checking range because it just adds many combinations of hands like a king, a bad king at least, that are always going to call a river bet from your opponent, which makes it really hard for your opponent to bluff you, which is nice. It's nice for your opponents not to be able to bluff you all that often, just because your range is well protected. So I like checking for that reason. Whenever it does go check on this jack turn, the opponent should probably have a lot of jacks and nines, which, are hands that are going to check behind on the river. But, some people, I'm thinking about a few people I just played with recently at the Hard Rock Poker Open, they will value bet a hand like ace jack or queen jack on the river, thinking that you don't have a whole lot of kings because you would presumably bet it. So if your opponent's going to value bet worse hands, then checking becomes great. The main time you don't want to be checking is when your opponent's just really passive on the river. And in a $25,000 tournament, most people are quite often the opposite of overly passive, especially when they have a hand with no showdown value, or even like a king here. Say he has king 8. Seems like a pretty nice spot to check turn for the opponent, but then you have a nice value bet on the river. So I definitely like checking here more often than normal, but betting certainly could be fine. In a lot of smaller stakes games, I think it's very fine to be betting in this spot just because people will not value bet thinly and they won't bluff often enough. But in higher stakes games against tougher opponents, I think you probably do want to protect your checking range. So I do check. Opponent bets 2,800. Should we fold, call, raise to 6,800, or raise to 12,200?
So that was interesting. I'll wait for sixes to get it before I...
Oh, my goodness.
So that was a really key thing here. I think it's really funny, and this was really, really
this is good,
interesting
man.
for our mentality. You and I live in the $200 buy-in and under for the most part, right? And
Yes.
he said in those buy-ins, we should probably be betting this for value. But in the 25K Super High Roller Bowl, those are a different type of player. It's a strategy difference between 200 and 25Ks right here.
Oh, it's a huge difference. And I felt a little sick, man. Like, God, man, he's so good. And that makes so much sense to protect our check back range because at this stake, opponents are good and capable enough to, turn some of their no showdown value hands into bluffs. And some of their thin value hands, they're never checking back a jack for the most part. They're always going to bet it for value for the most. Like when we check check back turn and river. So they're just going to turn hands into bluffs and turn all their thin value hands. They're just always going to bet them. So damn it, man. I'm kind of pissed I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good though. I learned something. Against good opponents, we can just check back and like think about protecting our check back range here. Mm-hmm. On the river, that's very good as well. I love that.
Because players like me are going to fucking pounce if you do that.
Yeah, thank you, Jonathan, because not enough people ever... Nobody in my chat said check. Anybody in your chat say check?
Everyone said 2,600, and I went with 2,600 because of the last quiz.
Yeah.
But again, I think the difference in the last quiz, too, is that was a $600 live tournament, which plays a lot like the stakes you and I live at, which makes it a good bet. But at this stake, where... I don't think Matt plays 25Ks, does he?
I mean, maybe if he sat, he's in. For all I know,
I don't think he regularly plays
crushes
25Ks, and that's not a knock on Matt. I'm no one playing 25Ks, but Jonathan's, fucking ridiculous.
Right.
So, I think because of the stakes we live at, it's a clear value bet on the river, and here because it's a super high roller, that it's a clear check. It's difference in player.
Damn. So now we're here. Is anyone out there doing anything other than calling before everybody just snap calls this in?
Check. He gets the gold star. Yeah. Anybody? I mean, no one's folding, right? So anybody raising? I don't have.
Yeah, I guess that's the question. Anyone raising? Nobody's folding. If Jonathan says fold, we gotta stop the quiz today and get in the live together and just.
Marlon says his chips are calling before his bets even on the fully, pushed out on the line.
Raising seems awful.
Call. Everyone's calling.
Yeah, I think we just snap call this, to be honest. And if he does anything different, we just have to talk about it and learn. But I'm just calling him.
We just have to talk.
We just have to learn from it and see why he's ever raising. But
let's call. Drew just giving up poker.
It's time to hang him up, I think. If he says, all right, boys, we got to fold here for this and reason, and then I can't, and I didn't even see it, it's time to just hang up the shoes and hang up the poker dream, and go bag groceries or something. Yeah,
All right, let's do it.
let's do it.
This is a hand that is great just to check call with. We beat some worse value hands, and usually that's enough to justify calling. There are plenty of hands that may decide to bluff. I mean, sure, we do lose every once in a while. And to be fair, if we check raise this, maybe we can even make a hand like ace-king fold, but that just seems very, very unnecessary to me to do anything out of line. With your marginal made hands, you're going to find that just check calling down is usually right, especially once you've shown a decent amount of weakness by check call, check call type lines. And this time we're against the nuts, so we're pretty lucky to not have played a gigantic pot because in theory we would have just check called all 3 streets. Instead, we only had to check call 2, so that's lucky.
Hey, Bappa, what's up, buddy?
Oh,
Welcome. Marlon says this is getting. Marlon said this is getting scary. I'm starting to understand this.
You know
He
what?
was checking. He checked for showdown value. He didn't
Not
bet
Marlon.
once.
Not the Marlon that I know. Not machine
You
gun
can't teach an
Marlon.
old dog new tricks. Look at that.
Machine gun Marlon's betting. We all know
Machine
that.
gun Marlon.
Yeah, but you know what? This guy, you can coach this guy on a dealer button is playing a 25K because you know what he should have did? Bet the nuts.
Yep.
Yeah, he should be coaching. He should be in the toe study group because this guy needs to be betting the
What's
damn
this guy
nuts
doing
on the turn.
25K fish.
Yeah.
Soft 25K.
Who wins in a heads up between me and? Come on, man. What kind of question is that? I'm destroying Toe's ass.
I was about to say, we both know I would win.
This guy got jokes.
I was talking about you. I don't remember who I was talking to, but I was talking about you yesterday. I'm pretty sure it was yesterday. And I said that, like, I would rather play against Negreanu and Chris Moorman and Jonathan Little and all these other guys more than I would want to play against you. Specifically because there are very few people in the world who have seen more of my hands and heard more of my thought process than you. So every time it's like a standard 3-bet spot, I'm like, shit, he knows. Like, I can't he knows. You know what I mean? Like
oh yeah, I mean, yeah, but it would not be fun playing against you. Like, but I know some toeisms. I know my toeisms,
That's
you know,
right.
for sure. It would be, yeah. I mean, I would love to play heads up, but you know,
heads up
we
for
don't
rolls. Let's do it on stream.
have heads up for rolls on stream. Let's go.
No.
Oh, that's funny. No. Let's grow the rolls. Fuck
All right.
that. What's next?
What's next? Back to quizzes.
You picked that last one, the 25K. So I don't know what numbers you did. Let's see. Just looking through. Oh God, let's just get our brains melted real quick.
All right. Which one?
It's
Which Alex?
look at this. It's got to be the 44-year-old Vegas local. I'm closer to the 34-year-old Vegas local.
Okay.
And then let's go with one of the boomer hands.
This is
Boomer
the one where you played
poker
against me.
Yeah. Alex versus Toe and some boomer poker
at
action.
At the Orleans on Friday night.
Yeah, the Orleans poker.
Let's see.
6:58. It's time, boys.
Hey guys, so in this hand,
Super
you're
low.
in a $235 Vegas tournament. You have
Can't hear shit from him.
trades in the big blind versus a cutoff open. The cutoff is a 44-year-old Vegas local. He plays a lot of these events.
It's as loud as it goes.
Tournament, so you have a lot of chips, 100 big blinds. Pre-flop here. Would you like to fold? Would you like to call? Would you like to raise to 900, or would you like to raise to 1100?
And then the screen goes blank. What the shit?
Yeah, and it was the lowest video I think I've ever heard.
Yeah, I couldn't hear anything. I'm gonna pause it. All right, cool. So here's our situation.
Vegas Pro. Let's rewind this a little bit.
So you can see the handicap up. Yep,
All right,
that's
so
it.
he said Vegas Pro, 100 bigs deep, basically, in a cheap ass Vegas tournament.
Did he have any contact? It was so low I could barely hear it. Did he have any
No,
context?
He didn't talk much yet. But my first thought is like I know I think we're supposed to be 3-betting these this deep, and we're out of position, so I'm leaning toward like 1100.
Yeah,
But
these
I feel
kind of
like
hands aren't bad.
Assassinato is going to call here to try and play post and exploit. Kev says calling, but he will probably raise. I think I would raise, but he's probably going to call. So that's funny, Cat. Marlon says, please tell Jonathan Little to get Assassinato a Logitech headset so we can hear him. It's true. His quizzes are pretty damn low.
Yeah, this shit was low as hell. I mean, I'm sorry, guys. We'll try to rehash and be. I don't know what else to do. It's the sounds are maxed out on my system for these
It's
videos.
not us.
I can't.
It's definitely it's him.
Yeah, so shit, man. But let's just talk about the spots. What are you guys doing overall? This is a cash flat. HJ says. Yeah, I mean, obviously, flatting is not a mistake, but does he want to raise a boomer is the question. So it's kind of hard to say. I mean, in the context, like, I certainly think we can use this in our range of 3-bets and, you know, have some nice little coverage on a lot of textures. I mean, I'm going 1,100 or bigger for sure at a position, 100 big blinds deep. I actually think 900 is too small. And we just allow him to continue with his entire range pretty much in position. So I'd go 1,100 to get a little bit more fold equity, build the pot a little bit more.
Marlon says, actually, I like a raise here to 1,100. We're back. He's so happy to be raising again.
We're back. He's raising, yeah. I mean, if you give me this hand right now online, I'm just flatting and playing it.
Kev says, boomers don't actually put chips in the pre-flop and then fold to a raise. I kind of agree.
I do. Yeah, he's just always going to flat. And then we got 9 high out of position.
Like a boss.
Like a boss. But yeah, I'm flatting. Let's do it.
I think I'm flatting.
You 3-betting?
I think I'm flatting.
It's Alex. When I say 3-bet, I'm only saying this because I want to get a perfect score in one of his quizzes. And I think he does some out-of-the-box things when he adds this kind of context.
All the calls are starting to come into the chat. Jellyfish, Cyrus, we're calling.
All right, let's call. Let's do it.
Thanks. I can't even hear him.
Which tends to be the case with a Vegas regular. I think you should take the initiative in this pot, especially when you have the chips to maneuver with post-flop. Position is only as important as the number of streets you play. If you have specific reasons for doing specific things and you don't give him chips when you don't know what to do, if you don't invest in things you don't know the profitability of, I think you can get away with 3-betting out of position. So we 3-bet. And he does what is going to happen 90% of the time in this situation. He's going to call. And you get a peculiar board. A board we haven't played with is would you like to check? Would you like to bet 600? Would you like to bet 950? Or would you like to bet 1,500?
Good. I told you, like, I'm not... When I have these responses, like to Alex's quiz, I don't think they're right in the way I would play it theoretically, but we have to, like, Alex's quizzes are for you to practice your exploitative playability type thinking. It's a chance to think outside the box and how to exploit these. He doesn't just say a 44-year-old Vegas regular so he can play GTO. He's saying that because he thinks there's a way he can exploit this kind of player. You know, but I would personally go bigger, but I understand why he would raise.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think we kind of both deviated because we were trying to go into Alex's head, but we both said we would raise.
Yeah, Alex, because
this is a raise hand, not a call hand, super deep.
Yeah, I mean, we can certainly have a raise, especially I think we can flat super deep as well. It's not like a mistake to flat by any stretch, but if we have context into the player type, that we can just run his ass over post flop or something, like, sure, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry. Cat's driving me crazy. Yeah, absolutely.
So now we get this board. What do you think he's going to want to do? Now, personally, I think Alex is going to want to go bigger to dissuade most of his floats at this point, and B, have some bigger double barrels. So one and done here and only start bombing backdoor spades, backdoor flush draw. So I think he's going to go 950 or 1,500. That's how I feel. But, what do you guys think he's going to do? Cash
Cyrus
flow.
said check. Well, I got out of line early, only because started signing in the first place. Joe, don't we want our 3-bet to be standard so we don't give away for like 3x be pretty standard? The standard, Joe, would be 3x-ish in position, and then your standard should always be bigger out of position. And as long as you're doing it based on position, you will still be standardized and not exploitable. Versus doing with aces and then not aces, right? I think we got a C-bet here. I would C-bet small. I mean, Pio says C-bet small always on these boards. We're just trying to get ace high to fold. I would go small.
Are we playing? Are we doing this quiz to get a perfect score?
No.
Are we?
We're
doing this to
and it
max.
cost me 3 points.
Yeah, like now it's. I think he's playing straight. He's playing obviously just straight exploitatively here.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to want to go a bigger sizing versus this opponent to make him fold a little bit more right now and build the pot for his double barrels and have just a more condensed double barrel range. That's what I think. I don't know if it's right.
I got a bunch of 950s in my chat. I'm going 600.
I got 950 or 1500, and I want to go with someone here. OMC says 950. He can't 3-bet you without committing a ton of chips. So he can't go to like, yeah, he would have to go to like 2.7, 2.5, 3K. You know what, OMC, what's up, my dude? I'm going to go with that 950. I kind of feel like he's going to do something like that as well. My instinct says he's going to want to go bigger.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with 950 and see if that makes it happen.
Sarah says go 950 to make ace 10
Yeah.
through ace king fold. I think those are going to float you no matter what. 600, 950, they're going to float you either way.
Oh, yeah, Dr. HJ. Pio definitely. I mean, in game, we're definitely going small. I am not saying I'm not saying I go 950. I'm trying to think like Alex in these spots for sure. I'm trying to play with Alex with his exploitative line.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is he going to do to exploit in this spot and what's optimal? I think 950 is just going to be good.
Cool. Let's find out.
Let's try it.
Multiple options here. So this guy has nothing, obviously, 70, 80% of the time. He doesn't have many pocket players he cold called with. The problem is he knows you know he has nothing, right? So getting him to fold can be a little tougher at this stage. So if you said bet 950, that one always worries me because I think it doesn't really, it's not going to make him fold high cards, but it's an expensive way of getting him to not fold high cards, and I'm not really sure what the plan is. If you bet 600, I think that's your best option, just to go to a turn where you can hopefully do something a little bit more. If you said 1500, I think I can bully him out of those high cards. Okay, that's fine. Check, just give up. I actually think that's okay too. What I don't want to see when I'm teaching my students is just blind allegiance to the half pot bet. Like, yes, it was an automatic bet on online poker. That does not mean it is the right answer every single time. So,
Thank you, Alex.
So we go to 600, and he calls. The turn is the 3 of diamonds. Now here, you want to check. Do you want to bet 1200? Do you want to bet 1500? Or do you want to bet 2600?
All right. You got me. Oh, shit, I got Toe muted. I'm sorry. 1 second. Oh, noes. I got you. I'm sorry. I muted your Skype for a second because I heard feedback.
You good?
Yeah, we're good now. I can hear you.
Cool. Yeah. Pile.
Yeah, 600 was right. Pio. I mean, that's just a straight Pio on these boards always, and I'm never doing 950 or 1500. Alex always fucks me up, man, mentally.
So this is where it gets weird. Is when we get flatted and kept saying we need to barrel again, right? Second blow, 2600, shut down River versus Marlin. Kept couldn't hear him. Yeah, I had it pumped all the way. I literally have my speakers all the way up and can barely hear myself. I know what I'm doing.
I mean, yeah, I know what I'm doing as well. What do you guys like in this spot? Anyone like going big This is a bad card to barrel, Dr. HJ says.
Cap says 2,600 and give up.
D-Poke says 2,600. Peanut says,
I got a
I'm
1,500.
checking and I am giving up. We got a 1,500 out there, which is half pot after, yeah.
Jukes
I
and
know.
value. Machinist Joe pleading the fifth.
Somebody saying alley-oop. I mean, this card, if he did flow with the ace high, he now has a gut shot. I don't think anything changed if he does have a pair. He's certainly not going to. I think I got to give up now. Like, this is just one of the.
Me too.
I'm just done. Like, maybe if it's a high card, maybe if it's a spade, if it's a straight draw card that I can find a barrel with on the river as well. I'm just done. Like,
Me too.
we don't have any more equity, and this card doesn't change the ranges that interacted with the flop. He might even be a little bit more likely to continue if he has a pair. His ace highs still as well might just continue. I'm just done. I have no idea what happened. We D-Pokes, we 3-bet to 900 from a 300 open. We C-bet the flop a third pot, like 600 into 19, I believe. And then here we are on a turn with 3K, and here are our options. So, yeah, we did 3-bet. Just 3X as well. We didn't go 4X, 100 big blinds deep. We went 3X out of position.
Tyler says no one has double barrel bluffs. I would say maybe a 6, a spade, an 8. Decent bluff cards.
I think when we're trying to establish, like, we gotta think of how A, how the board interacts, B, what range continues, and C, do we have any equity to triple barrel on the rivers or to make the best hand? We don't make shit on this, but, a 9 or a 7. So
Why bet 600 with no intention of a second barrel? The reason is because all of his bullshit junk, Queen King, Queen Jack, King 10, all that stuff just folds. Pairs and ace highs never fold, and when he calls here, now he's got pairs and ace highs, which are never folding on the turn bet either, which means we're gonna have to triple, which is just too scary, and it's just a given. Preach
on, preacher, preach on. Yeah. All right. I mean, I'm checking. I don't know. I mean, we see a lot of 2,600s. Alex has surprised me before. I wouldn't. It's unpredictable if he's going to decide for some reason. If he's seen a bead of sweat come off this dude's head or something like that, and he wants to just go for it now. Like, I've seen this guy sweating.
I like how we watch Alex videos and we always put these asterisks out there.
Yeah, like I seen him blink 17 times, and it's time to attack. Like, I don't know. Like,
he was mad at the dealer.
Yeah, he was mad at the dealer. He looked at the dealer and said, who knows? He eyeballed the dealer, right? Anyway, I'm just checking here and giving up. All right.
Here, I'm going to explain my
Can't hear.
answer a little bit more on the next one. So we go ahead and bet 1,200 here, and the cutoff calls. The river is the 10 of diamonds. Here, would you like to check? Would you like to bet 1,500? Would you like to bet 2,500? Or would you like to bet 3,500?
So this, again, is just pure exploit at this point.
What if it's Omaha? Yeah, like, I don't know, man.
It's pure exploit at this point. As played, we have to go 3,500.
We just have to. I mean, yeah, we have to just bomb.
Yep.
Maybe he just wants to go 2,500 because he thinks it gets the same result and looks more like value. There's no telling.
Well, I guess that's a question. Maybe we can go
a little bit smaller to make it look like value.
Even. And go small, because now we're literally targeting ace high.
Broadway, I don't think it's a percentage of him hitting the board. I think he still just has some pairs as well as hitting the board. We didn't condense his range, so maybe a double barrel does make sense.
And I would
I would alley-oop this shit for sure if I'm double barreling, right?
Narrow ranges.
He didn't even alley-oop this shit. He just
bet small.
But now look at the SPR is weird as hell.
Yep.
Like, if anything, I would much rather bomb the shit out of turn. I guess we condensed him too much, but the SPR is weird now.
Here's the thing. SPR is weird. We have to bet 1,500 because the SPR is weird. We don't want to bet average stack. We're literally trying to get ace high to fold because pairs are never folding. Sixes, sevens, eights, nines, never folding. So we're only targeting ace high. That's literally it. And we have 9 high. We can't win
Pocket
a short against 1,500 for sure.
fours, pocket sixes. We block sevens, maybe eights. We just if we three bet, C bet, double barrel, and triple barrel, those hands become very indifferent. Yeah. Probably 2,500 to 3,500. This is so tough. Alex, what do you do to me every Sunday, man? There's a no punt option. He's three barreling. Side 1,200 must be a three barrel.
King
Depot
Jack or King Queen
says
could float to size. I mean, maybe the flop, definitely not the turn. We would bet.
3.5K. Shit. Here's my stack, buddy. Here's 40% of my chips or 60% of my chips. Let's just go. I mean, I'm not giving up now, so
sure. So, but when you're betting 3,500, you're trying to get better hands to fold, right? Like
yeah. Oh, absolutely. Literally.
Do you think you're getting eights to fold if you bet 3,500?
The thing is, like I said earlier, Peanut even brings it up. He says 2,500 probably gets as many folds as 3,500. No, that's how I feel as well. I kind of felt like that. Like I felt like we get a better price on our bluffs, and it accomplishes the exact same thing. I think I'm with you, Peanut. Like if we're gonna go down this rabbit hole, like 2.5K and 3.5K accomplish the same thing. No.
Jellyfish says ace high calls turn with the wheel draw. 2,500 looks good to fold ace high out. My question is, if they have ace high, can they call 1,500? No.
So you even take it to another level. Like if we're only trying to fold out ace highs and hands like that, still 1,500 is better than 2,500 is better than 3.5K. This is fucking weird.
That's what I'm saying.
I missed the beginning of the hand, but this board is dry as fuck. Ship says.
And
so what size do you like to ship? Ship, I'll rehash it for you very quick. The cutoff 3x'd it. We 3-bet 3x to 900. We c-bet the flop a third pot. There was 1,900 out there. We went 600. The turn there was 3.1K. We go 1,200. On the turn we bet. How much did we bet on the turn? No, we went 1,200 on the turn, and here we are in the river.
600 flop, 1,200 turn, and here we are.
Yeah, and here we are.
Kev's got a couple questions. So ace high could hero call 1,500? I guess they could, but I mean, they got ace high. We 3-lined it. Right? We 3-bet it and then triple barreled it. Like, how much do we have to say we have a pair? And so players will make a super nitty fold if we go bet bomb. Like what? Like they're gonna 9, 6, 12. Like they're not gonna fold 8s here. They're not gonna fold 9s here. They're not gonna fold a 10 here. They're not gonna fold that here. Doesn't make any sense.
Bizarre, dude.
So I'm 1,500 because I'm targeting ace high. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think I would be here this way. But now that I'm here, I think that's the only viable answer.
Yeah, for me, I'm going 2.5K. Who knows? There's no in my world. Right now, there doesn't feel like a right answer. I'm just so confused on I can't wait to hear his explanation, to be honest. So I'm gonna go 2.5K.
Cool.
Because I'm gonna go with my boy Peanut, and we're gonna try it. So let's do it.
Thanks, 2,500.
In my opinion, you should bet 2,500 here. People really like to triple barrel bluff in tournaments. I think it's one of those plays that makes you feel great when you do it. It strokes your ego quite a bit. The truth is, though, most people are very bad at folding pairs on the river. And generally, when a person gets to the river, they have at least a pair. So triple barrel bluffing should be done very gingerly and not that often, right? Most of poker profit is just going to be playing the right hands at the right times. Now, in this case, let's take it back to the turn. Why did we say bet small on the turn? Because the truth is, once the wheel draw develops for the ace high, so if this guy called you on the flop just peeling with like king high, queen high, jack high or something, he's probably folding all of that to whatever bet you put out there. And if he's got an ace high, if you go up to half pot, it's probably not going to fold out an ace high. So I think the 1,200, I think just shows you're thinking on your feet. I threw in half pot on every stage of this quiz to see if you'd pick it. And there's one time I think it's fine. There's others I don't think it is. And to do that, I think it's a better practice to see if you're thinking critical about the ranges and about the opponents. Big thing is if a guy has two big cards and one of them is an ace and he develops a wheel draw on that turn and he knows that it's really hard for you to have anything on the board, he's not folding. That's something people do. So 1200 I think accomplishes the exact same things 1500 accomplishes, right? So we don't need to put in as many chips as we'd like to if we were picking the half pot option. If you said 2600, I'll get him to fold those ace highs again. That's fine. Check I really don't like because he's always calling you on this flop, so you need some kind of plan on this turn. So on the river, the good thing is the wheel draw misses. The wheel draw misses. No ace came on the river. This guy, combinatoric wise, has ace high most of the time, right? Because here's the thing: most ace highs call pre-flop. Most ace highs are not folding on that turn.
We don't die, we multiply.
Ace queen, ace king.
Thank you for that, Paula.
Why didn't you four bet ace king? Well, most people don't. It seems to be a thing when you look for it. So most of the time, I think you're going to be up against high cards. And if he does have a pair, I think the most likely pair for him to have is like sixes, sevens, eights. You know what? I'll even give this. A lot of guys do slow play their jacks and queens, but if he has ace deuce or ace three, this is not the easiest call on the river. I do think he's probably going to miss it most of the time, but as far as combination counting, it's really hard to make a pocket pair. There's only 6 ways to make a pocket pair, whereas every ace jack you're thinking of right now is 16. And then you have to do that for every other ace that just missed there. Your half pot bet you're gonna need to work about 33% of the time, and it looks very value betting for a river. I think 1500 probably won't get ace high to fold, and I think 3500. I'm pretty sure 2500 and 3500 will get ace high to fold. So yeah, that was the reason for that. This is one of very few triple barrels I do on a regular basis, and it's usually the reason I picked a Vegas regular is Vegas regulars get kind of sticky with their ace highs on the wheel draw turn, so I end up having to make that bet a lot on the river. And by the way, it does work a lot, the triple barrel, but you do value bet his sixes on occasion, so just expect that.
Mamma mia! I really like his explanation. He kind of nailed some concepts that really make a lot of sense there. I really like what he said there, to be honest. Especially on the turn. He said you got to have a plan on the turn. I just didn't think my plan would be betting that card. He's knowing he's going to get called and needing to turn his hand into a bluff. So yeah, this is good. That's good.
Yeah, we got wrecked in this one. Mostly because we got the GTO answer and then everything else went off the rails.
Yeah, everything else. That was crazy as hell.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I kind of thought the 2500 made a lot of sense. The 1500 seemed too small. 3500 accomplishes the same thing as the 2500. And we're obviously not checking on that river if we are bluffing the turn.
Definitely too much. Not, the argument is can we get ace high to fold? He said no. I said probably.
Yeah, he didn't think ace high would even fold for 15, and I think so, man.
I mean, maybe
and
triple barrel it.
Yeah. Is a 235 Vegas tourney like a $5 online buy-in? Yes. I think it's precisely like it would be equivalent to the WPN $22 7.5K or something like that. Or I wouldn't go as far as to say the global 7.5K 5 rebuy. I mean, but it's somewhere in between those two tournaments, I would say. Somewhere in between like a $5 rebuy and the $22 freeze out. You know, the Iggy $11 10K when it used to be a 10K, something like that. So, in my opinion, I played some of those things and they are pits. People are the pits, dude. All right. Ship says, makes me feel good about my bluff style, baby. Every time I'm in here, we are bluffing with 9 high. That is true. I think we had another spot where Alex was just losing his damn mind with something last time as well. What a god, dude. I might have to book some time with Alex just to learn, man.
I had
don't know.
lunch
Like
with
that
a friend of
style.
mine. I have a friend who's a poker dealer here in town, and I was having lunch with him, and he was talking about he bought personal. It was like $225 an hour or something for some one-on-one time with Alex.
Oh, okay. I was about to say but I about spend that with Ryan. Yeah. So it makes sense. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Did I pick? Yeah, I picked that one, and of course, it brought the most pain and torment to us. So your turn.
Yeah, I got one more in me, and then I got to go to my next study group.
All right. Yeah, I got one. Yeah, one more works. I got to run up to Akron. So.
I saw like Angry Young Pro. What about 642 against a solid, competent player? Let's play against someone good.
642. It's your favorite. I know you love doing these Matt Affleck ones. You probably have your highest average score in like Matt.
John Little's the ones I have the highest on. But yeah, Matt's close. Because sometimes Matt goes nitty on me.
Yeah. Right. All right.
I just like that it was against a competent player. See if that changes.
Yeah, things. Something that feels like we're going to be able to play kind of theoretically sound in a lot of these spots. Bitch. Let's do it. All right, 642, we're going.
All right, in this hand we have Ace of Diamonds, Queen of Clubs in the cutoff, playing 100 big blinds deep. A tight recreational player from the low jack middle position is going to raise to 4x, which was his standard sizing. And it folds to us in the cutoff. Should we fold, call, raise 2,400, or raise to 3,200?
All right.
It's already a little controversial for me, to be honest.
A tight rec, and he's going 4x, and we have ace queen.
He said 4x was a standard, though.
It's a standard open.
Yeah, for him.
Right.
Tight player still kept just calls. King of Deuce is just calling. Tight player makes me want to half call, but at the same time, I tend to 3-bet him because even the tight player is going to have a hand like pocket 8s, pocket 9s here that I'm going to push off on the flop. Right?
I mean,
even here and c-betting flop.
Yeah, even a tight player is opening King Jack suited and shit like that, like King 10 suited. I think I want to 3-bet this. I don't really know if I like flatting as much. We talk about this. We're going to flat the suited ones a lot more than the offsuit stuff. I'm kind of inclined to raise this to 2.54K, hopefully get it heads up. But we do flat. We invite players to squeeze behind.
Kev says we don't want them to fold that junk, except they're going to call a 3-bet with all the suited paint and milling pairs.
All right, what's your chat saying? I got one flat.
2,400s through my chat right now.
Yeah, I got 2 2,400s and a flat. What's up, fellas? What else we doing? Anyone doing 32? I know goddamn well anybody folding. What do we like here, boys? Three bet if he's not playing well pre, is he even worse post flop? Yeah, I mean, we get to keep in worst parts of his range by flatting. Maybe get some of the blinds to just continue with worse hands. Our hand is, I think Matt flats though. He says, yeah. I mean, I would tend to 3-bet this. I'm just trying to interpret how Matt's going to approach a very tight recreational's open, and would he want to just call there to? What, just keep in worst parts of his range? I don't know. You three. I know Toe's 3-betting here for sure.
Yep,
You
yep.
going 24 or
Yep.
32?
I would go 3K, so we're gonna go 24 in this case.
Yeah, I mean, in game, I'm always 3-betting as well on this spot. D-poke is called, so I got 2 flats and 3 bets.
I think ace queen here is good. Too good to fold here, and we want to thin the field. Except 4x should thin the field pretty good, Marlon, in general.
Is he assuming a top 3? No. I mean, being tight doesn't mean he's just opening 3% of hands. I mean, he said this has been his standard opening size,
Yep.
but he's probably just not going to be opening like ace-9 offsuit, which should be an open for sure in the low jack, you know. He's probably just not opening something like that, but he's still going to open a relatively...
I mean, he's going to have a generally good, okay, normal opening range. Like, I would imagine he's still opening pocket 5s, pocket 6s, pocket 7s, pocket 8s,
Yeah.
pocket 10s, pocket jacks.
He's just never
He's
at a line.
opening
He's kind
king,
of with a
queen
tight play.
suited. Probably opening king, queen offsuit, I would imagine. He might, just because he's tight doesn't mean he's not going to open them. It means he's not going to go crazy with them. And he's probably not going to c-bet enough, and he's certainly not going to double barrel enough.
All right. I think Matt's going to call.
He's also not going to bluff you enough. So he'll tell you where he's at.
I'm flatting. No, I'm 3-betting. I'm flatting. I'm doing it. I don't know why. Something tells me to flat. I'm flatting.
I'll see you on the other side of 2400.
I'll see you on the other side. All right, let's do it.
I think our hand is too strong to fold here in the cutoff. I'm not thrilled with this 4x raise from a tighter player, but we're in position against a weak player, so I think we have to peel the ace-queen. I don't like 3-betting. He's made it 4x, so the value in 3-betting is kind of kick everyone else out of the pot, but when he already makes it 4x, it's less likely anyone else is going to call. So I'm fine with just calling, and it's too weak to 3-bet here against a tight player. And competent big blind. By competent, I mean seems to know what he's doing. Calls. King 10-5, all diamonds. Checks to us. Should we check? Bet 800, bet 1600, or bet 2700?
All right. What do we like here, boys? We got the butters. We got to draw to the butters. We're in position. A noise flop, as Dr. HJ would say.
Matt went nitty on me.
You're surprised by this. But no, he makes a very good point.
One thing that irked me about his description was that he said that, well, the guy 4x. And I'm like, well, you said he always 4x's. So this is just a standard open, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Right.
I do agree that it clears the field. I mean, we did mention that one.
Yeah, I do like how he said, like, a lot of times we 3-bet, so we don't squeeze or we don't have more players call behind. By this guy already going 4x, the raise is so big that we're not going to see a lot of flats behind from a wide range of hands, and we're going to get a lot of pretty much honest responses from ranges when he goes 4x. So I like that. But do we want to bet this flop in position, which is going to help us A, get value? We can always call a check raise, and B, start building the pot for when we inevitably hit the nuts, because we never miss this. Nobody ever misses this. Come on now.
I know what I'm doing. There's a bunch of 800s in my chat, a 1600, and a check.
Yeah, nobody's going. I got 800, and OMC says bet small, so check I'm assuming bet 800 as well. Kind of want to bet, man.
I'm checking every time. Not playing 100 bigs here. No.
We get check.
Only
we go 800.
No.
They go very big. They check raise big, and they were like, "Fuck, mate. What do we do, right?"
Yep.
Because then we have to call the check raise, and then if it blanks the turn, we then just put a shitload of chips in the pot,
super deep.
And then we potentially have to fold.
Basically, the rule of toe is super deep. I'm going to try and realize my equity, and if I can get it all on the turn because we're shorter, then I'm going to try and get it all in on the turn. Well, so if we had like 25 bigs here, I'm trying to get it all in. But on 100 bigs, I'm trying to realize.
D-Poke says 803 barrel win miss. But D-Poke's what happens when we get check raised. Obviously, we call. We get check raised, and then it comes a blank, so... What do we like here? I think a check here. I think a check is good here. Yeah, let's check. I'm on team check because we can call turn bets as well. So I'm gonna call. I'm gonna check here and see what happens.
Yep.
I think Toe might have moved on.
No, I'm here.
Well, why did I lose you?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. My headphones came out and I couldn't hear you.
I was just listening to you talk.
Okay, cool.
All this geniusness.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm talking about how well you would play this spot. So
That sounds pretty smart to me.
It's patting himself on the back like, yeah, this is awesome. I agree.
Yeah. I'm checking.
Who's really check raising me? The big blind? Pocket tens? Pocket tens probably isn't check raise. This is interesting. Big blind shouldn't be allowed to check raise. Ha! Fuck, man, I kind of want to bet.
Evan said, I checked back the flopped nuts in position the other day. Worked pretty good. Me?
No, fuck.
I don't know which hand you're talking about, but I almost never do that. The only time I might do that is if they have a stacked pot ratio of 1, and I think they're just going to jam all turns because I check back. So that's like the one time I deviate, but 99% of the time I'm betting the nuts. Yeah, I'm checking. Where we going? Everyone said bet 800. I'll bet 800 for the army.
You were betting 800. I was about to bet 800 for my army because D-Poke's what to do it. D-Poke's got the first one right. I was going to give him another shot to, go for 2 in a row.
I'll give you a shot to win this one. I'll go with.
All right, look. All right, I'm betting 800
Check it
for D-Poke since he got the last one right. Let's do it.
Pretty sure I like a bet here. We are 3 ways on a monotone board, but this board hits us pretty well. We're going to have some suited connected flushes. We're going to have a lot of Broadway hands. And so kind of combination of a monotone and being 3 ways, I think we want to just bet small. So I like betting 800. And then after that, I kind of like check or the middling sizes. I prefer the small size. You always want to be betting smaller on these monotone boards. Be playing passive. And you don't want to bet large because we want to bet small and keep hands like Queen 9 with the Queen of Diamonds. Like we don't want to fold out all these weaker draws. So we'd rather just check or build money in the pot against, say Queen 5 with the Queen of Diamonds if the big blind has it, or 10-9 with the 9 of Diamonds. So I bet 8 big blind calls, Queen of Diamonds on the turn. Should we check? Bet 1,500, bet 2,500, or bet 4,300.
D-Pokes, it's your world, dog. What are we doing here? It's your world, Playboy. All right. So we turn a nut, which is beautiful.
Yep.
And I like his analysis of using a small size if we ever are going to bet. How many points for the check?
5.
Oh, so he doesn't like to check much at all.
No. We're talking about how much me and Matt agree. This time we are wholeheartedly disagreeing.
You and Matt are disagreeing about what?
This hand.
Oh, in this spot, yeah. I like a bet. I mean, we're in position. We can always call a check raise.
And then call a giant turn bet when we don't.
But yeah, let's think about the range of hands that could just check raise that he calls with. I mean, I guess a flopped flush, Jack 9 of diamonds and shit like that. Even sets probably have a hard time check raising, given that we're going to.
The problem with this one is that like a lot of what continues blocks us from getting better too. Like they're going to have the king jacks, the queen jacks, the 10 jacks a lot, and so a lot of our straight cards are blocked here. I think our villain's going to have a lot of straight cards here. And then when we don't hit a diamond, it's super awkward. We can block the nuts. I mean, I guess if you're going to 3-line it when you miss, I can see that. But
yeah, I think that would have to be because we can make some of his Queen of Diamond hands miss. Some of his hands that do continue with just worse equity. We could even just check back. We just have a lot of options. We have the initiative. We're in the driver's seat. So I kind of like the 800 bet a lot. 10x one diamond calls, one more. Yeah, like we can get value from Jack 10.
Jack 10 was
You
beating
know,
us
no,
and
I'm just
blocking
saying
our
on a flop.
straight.
But yeah, but at the same time, like those hands, we can still get three. Like that hand, for instance, isn't going to be able to take the lead too often. Or there's hands that just might bet turns and then put us in weird spots. But if we bet 800 here, he checks back turn. We get to just realize equity and get to rivers for 800 with the nut flush draw. Whereas if we check back flop, turns, you could just bomb turn and palm river, and it just comes kind of weird. I don't know.
He bombs turn, I flat. He bombs river, I miss, I fold. He gets one bet.
Yeah, but I mean, we can now, but we're in the driver's seat to dictate how much value we can get now.
Sure. I mean, we're all just going to bet the nuts here. So, like, I'm going to get my
Yeah.
value. And whatever he's going to continue with, he's going to continue with, right? Because, like, I'm targeting a jack for the most part because everything else is out there.
This is easy. I think this bet size. I think I know what I'm doing here. Like,
I'm conflicted between 16 and 25.
I mean, it's only 25, right?
I got a 16.
If he has a
bunch of aces.
diamond, like for 2.5K, like which diamond is going to call 1,600 that's gonna fold to 2,500?
I think it's a bunch of
I
2,500.
think there's some, like it's only 800. I mean, it's only like 900 chips more. So
60%.
I'm always betting 2.5K. I think we start to lose some hands at 4.3K. I really like this 2.5K bet for sure.
Yeah, I'm cool.
Let's see. I'm just looking at the chat. D-Pokes. D-Pokes said 2.5K.
All in.
Yeah, whatever he's saying, he's the man right now. He's on fire. OMC says, bet the middle size. The villain will fold everything that's not a flush or a set. Yeah, like I agree. I'm just gonna go
Probably
2.5.
folds 2
But yeah, let's do it and see what happens. What's up, Chooks? Thank you for that follow, man.
Turn the nuts. Well, second nuts. Pretty easy bet here. It's just a matter of sizing. I think I like 2,500 the most, a little over half the pot. Betting 1,500 is a decent option as well because it forces him to call with a lot of hands. But I like betting a little larger on the turn on this spot because he's going to have to call with his two pairs and sets that want to boat up. So like pocket fives or queen 10 suited, king queen suited. And then he has some straights possibly that he peeled with. And then he has he's going to have a lot of jack of diamonds, nine of diamonds. They have to call at least one bet. So let's get our bigger bet in now and start building the pot. We bet 2,500. Big blind calls. Rivers, queen of spades. And the big blind checks. Should we check, bet 3,000, bet 7,500, or go all in?
Here we are on the river. Queen
Dude, did you guys hear that? Was the sound too low? Oh man, I'm sorry. Was the sound too low for Matt? I apologize, guys. I just see my Chrome volume was very low. Yeah. All right, well, here we go, boys. Damn it, man.
Cap says, guess we have to check. A couple of 3Ks, 7.5K out there. River sucks, says Ginger. Couple 7,500s, couple 3Ks is what I see.
I'm going to go with 7,500, D-Poke says. Sheesh. All right, we might have a disagreement, buddy. He seems like a non-believer. Oh, man, I'm only going 3K. I mean,
yeah, man, I'm stuck between 3K and 7,500.
Somebody said go all in.
Take a call by what?
Yeah. We're not going all in. I know that much. Yeah, we're not going.
I don't know if 7,500 pushes the jack out or not. Everything else is just fold.
Yeah, I'm probably just going 3K here. I think it makes pretty easy decisions. I think he only check raises us with boats on rivers, right? He would never have a bluff, but at the same time, he calls with all those jack of diamonds and nine of diamond hands. more frequently than he does for half pot, which is equivalent to half his stack, damn near. It only feels like 3K to me. I can't really see a world where someone betting half his stack on a paired board when he doesn't even have like the fourth or fifth nuts anymore. It's going to get half his. He's going to be putting in like 3/4 of his stack with the jack of diamonds here. I don't see that happening, dude.
King says, "Are we bet folding?" Ah, God. I mean, if I bet this and he raises, I can't think of anything that he would do that with that makes any sense whatsoever. Like, it's not like we have ace queen of diamonds and flopped it. And he could have some other flush, flopped flush. You know what I mean? This is a 4-liner. So I don't think they're. I mean, what's sicko turns a bluff here? Like, never.
I got a perfect score right now. I think I want to go. I want to go 3K so fucking bad.
Remember to bluff if he has ace jack with the jack of diamonds. Why would he do that? He's got the second nuts. He could just call. Why would he turn such a strong hand into a bluff, Marlon?
What does he think we have? Ace jack of diamonds.
We blocked the queen too, which is sick. Yeah, I mean.
You feel like he's calling 7.5K with. I don't even fucking know, man. Jack 10,
Jack of diamonds,
King Jack,
and 9 of diamonds, right? I mean, that's basically it. And then
King Jack with the King Jack offsuit.
Stubborn queen.
I'm just going 3K.
Maybe ace jack. So ace jack probably can fold when we go bet big. I'm really just. I guess I'm going 3K. My gut says 3K, but.
My gut says 3K as well. I can't see, and nothing else makes sense to me. Like if we put in 7,500 and he check raises, you hate your life. B, I think we're gonna have a hard time getting called by like the 9 of diamonds just is not calling. We're targeting one hand when we go 7.5K. I think 3K can still get called by pocket 9. I don't know. 9s with the 9. I don't even know how that gets there. So it's 3K here for me.
Marlon says, if we lead, that's a perfect barrel card. Would I not agree? If we lead turn, is that queen a perfect barrel card as a bluff? Yes. The problem is that I'm balanced, and there's so much fucking value out there that like we get all his bluffs to fold, but he's got a shitload of value too, Marlon.
Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm going 3K.
Jack 9. Yeah.
I can't. I'm sorry, D-Pokes. I'm sorry. If you're right here, I don't know. I'll hook you up in Vegas this summer with a steak dinner or something. But yeah, I can't see it.
I'm so leaning towards 7,500 myself because he called the turn. God, so leaning towards 7,500.
It's half his stack, and he's just in the board pairs. Yeah, I know you're a big bet guy, and I like it. I would like it as well if the board didn't pair. But
I would love it if the board didn't pair.
All right, 3K it is for me. I'm doing it. I'm living with it.
I'm going 75K just to be contrarian. Everyone else going 3.5. It's the last quiz. We're going YOLO.
Let's do it.
3K. Makes sense.
I don't think we should be checking here. We have the queen of clubs, so we block pretty much any full houses that he could have. The only full house that he could have really is pocket 5s. He could obviously have king, queen, or queen 10, but those are pretty unlikely considering we have a queen in our hand, so I think we have a pretty clear bet. I prefer betting 3,000 here. The board paired, so it's going to be hard for us to get value out of his flushes, his worst flushes. So I don't think we get a bet big. If we are going to bet big, I want to polarize and go all in. If we are putting him on a hand like the 9 of diamonds or the jack of diamonds, this is a really good river for us to bluff. So we either want to be really polar or bet really small here to get thin value. So I don't like the middle size of 7,500. So I like betting 3,000 also because we can possibly get him to turn a hand like 10-9 with a 9 of diamonds into a bluff if he's a good player. Realizing the 9 of diamonds is really no good anymore. And then we'd have an easy bet call blocking all the full houses. So I like betting small to possibly induce a raise and to get thin value. He has to call in with his jack of diamonds, 9 of diamonds, etc. So I like betting small, which I do. And he calls and mucks his hand.
Nice hand.
Beautiful because, yeah, like you said, I'm a dumbass. Like, we're not bet folding the river. It just can't happen. We block all the full houses. I mean, he would have to call our 4X with pocket 5. Like, he's just got pocket 5s and pocket 10s. King Queen, we kind of blocked a lot of that. There's just not too many very strong value hands. We would just have to call. But I think that's awesome. Dude, I swear to God, Dr. HJ, I didn't think about that as well either. We're blocking like a lot of the Queen X combos, like as well. I'm not gonna lie, I've seen the same thing, but we did it, boys. We got a perfect score in the last one, 10, 10, 10. Partly due to my man D Poker Pro, who tried to sabotage me on the last one, but we got him, boys. Good job.
Did you get a perfect score?
Yeah.
Nice.
10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Let's go. But yeah, that was fun. I know you got to go soon. Any parting words?
Yeah, exclamationpointpc.com in my chat, exclamationpointpc.com in Sixes chat. There are links there for you to sign up at pokercoaching.com for free. 25 free quizzes, a bunch of homeworks, charts, all for free. They got a bunch of webinars going on for free. All that stuff, free. For the premium members, if you choose to sign up, after that, there's 700 some odd quizzes and homeworks and webinars and quizzes and stuff coming out the wazoo. Make sure you check all that stuff out and at least get the free stuff because, man, why wouldn't you want free ways to get better? That's just...
Man, I gotta say, we got all this free content, free charts, man. Hit that motherfucking button. Get in there. Let's go. What are you guys doing? You can see how much value new coaches. Hit that fucking button and let's get in there. Let's get better. And I appreciate you guys being here. Fired up to be back. And I love doing this, man. And you guys' support means a lot. Take advantage of these opportunities. And, let's do it, baby.
Bet the nuts.
Bet the nuts. Let's fucking do it. But yeah, I guess we'll run a giveaway since that's what we do every week. I don't know who won or lost because I kind of wasn't even thinking about it.
I don't know either, actually.
I just know I got a perfect score. Look at that shit, baby. Those tens. Those tens are hot.
this week.
Yeah, but I guess I'll kick it off to. You want to run it, Toe, or you got to run, or what do you want to do? I'll throw $10.
Because I'm 20 minutes late for my next coaching thing. But
okay. Yeah, kick it over here, and I'll let you know who wins the giveaway.
Okay. And
you can send them ACR.
Sounds good.
Cool.
All right.
So send over to Toe Army, and let's kick it for a minute. Team Sixes, and chill for a minute, guys.
Cool, guys.
We'll
I'll
get
see you tomorrow for Big Sunday, and Tier 2 and Tier 3 subs. I'll see you in Skype in like 5 minutes. I'm going to use the bathroom. We'll hit that off. See you later, guys.
All right. See you, Toe. Have a good one, buddy. All right. We're going to do give